What was that like? 2 minutes, 3 minutes? What's up, Whack? What's up, Pablo? What's up, Thomas? What's up, Whack Hammer? How are you? How was your all's day? Y'all pick up some perfect order? How was your all's week? Crazy week. Glad it's over. Yeah, Whack. Well, I didn't get home until about an hour ago. So my wife wanted to spend just a little bit of time. And then next thing I know, it's like 3 minutes to go. So doing good. Got a couple packs. I am right there with you. I'll tell you what, though, my Walmart, they actually had a decent amount of um, the single pack blisters. There was a 2 pack of Phantasmal and Mega Evolutions, and then 4 of those double case sleeve packs. I know, Whack. Did you open anything, though? 2 promos. Those promos are going pretty crazy right now. Some people, I don't know what they're going for. I know that they were like $100, and then there was 60, 80. So I don't know if I buy into the whole like. I know the Gengar always does well. I don't know. I don't know if I believe it. Like if I was to have gotten that promo, I would have sold it. So get your case of perfect. No, sir. No, sir. It's gonna go down. Yeah, dude, tons. It seemed like the sleeve packs. Again, I haven't seen a single ETB out in the wild. No 3 pack. What else? No booster bundles. Nothing like that. But there were sleeve packs for days, like absolute madness. So I mean, I don't know. Like I'm okay with it. It'd be great to get an ETB and stuff, but sleeve packs aren't too bad at all. What's up, Brandon? How are you, bud? Lambo, how are you, sir? Oh, I didn't see any tens. Yeah, so it looks like my Walmart, they're doing stuff in the toy aisle and then they're doing stuff like at the front of the store. So again, the front of the store had a ton, like 4 double cases of sleep packs, a couple check lane single blisters, and then the back was loaded with check lane blisters, single check lane blister, and again that 2 pack. It was Gloom, and then it had Phantasmal and Mega Evolution. So you might buy more booster boxes for 180, 190 if it gets there. It's got to get there. The value, the you guys let me know what you think about this, but I feel like the value when you look at the cards, and I'm going to make a whole video on Sunday about it. But as it currently stands, there is not a single card in perfect order over $200. Not even the MUR is over $200. So why are you going to be paying 210, 220 for a booster box when the best card you can get is $200 at that? It doesn't make any sense. Even the Clefairy is currently what, like $20, $30. It's not even at 50. So it's again, it doesn't make any sense. It, I'm glad that the cards are affordable. You know, um, the Zygarde is the top card of the set, which I don't think anybody's really surprised at. It's going for like 140. Meowth is going for 130, 120. Uh, again, based off the pulls, you're pretty much going to get one SIR every 2 booster boxes. If the top card you can get is under $200, the booster box should not be $200. It makes no sense at all. Especially now, I understand. Let's say they said, okay, hey, we're going to give you a ton of ETBs, booster bundles, all this other product, but we're cutting the booster boxes in half. So we're like, and Pokemon came out and said this. I would understand that, right? Because then there is a scarcity, behind it. But a 15% decrease when the value is not there, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. Let me know what you guys think. Am I missing something? I know Wax says I'm always wrong, but for me, I like the set. I'm very happy with the set. Um, Also, if you guys have opened any, let me know if you guys have opened any. The cards feel stickier. So I picked up like 4 packs on my way home. And you know how normally you can just like slide the cards? My cards, like I had cards sticking behind them, and it seemed more, I don't know if they've changed something or whether I got sticky hands, but it just felt like the cards weren't gliding like they normally do. So I don't know if they're doing something different, but yeah, I think right now this is the first set in what? I mean, even Journey Together did okay, but I feel like this is the first set with cards under $200, like Top Chase under $200 in a very long time. And so I think people got to learn, right? I mean, it did drop 190s this morning, but last I checked, it climbed back up to 210. So let me catch up on some comments. Oh yeah, my front black camera, my front was completely loaded. Like it looked like nobody had touched any packs at all. Yeah, that's crazy. I walked in. Of course, it was 8 o'clock at night. I walked in and there was Walmart employees grabbing packs to buy to go to break. So yeah, dude. The only thing, and I just can't see it happening. I really truly can't. The only thing is, what if we have like a rebound? So what if the cards, like this is the lowest we see some of them at 140, like the Zygarde. And then for some reason, that makes absolutely no sense. What if that card gets bought up to 250? There's a lot of weird stuff going on. I'm really happy with what I'm seeing from this set so far. Honestly, I'll buy the whole set if it's, you know, like I think your top chase besides a gold card being like $150 or less. That's how it used to be. So it is good signs, but the booster box just isn't following it. So I hope we can continue to see the value go down in the set. Chaos Rising. A lot of people, I've been seeing it a lot lately. A lot of people are saying that Perfect Order is better than Chaos Rising. I don't know how, but I hope people I hope people keep feeling that way. I saw a comment on a YouTube video today, and they said that Perfect Order was the second best mega set so far, and that Chaos Rising wasn't going to be nearly as good. So there's a lot of crazy takes going on. Let's see. Perfect Order sucks. Just your opinion. What don't you like about it, Thomas? I think it's. I mean, is it an investor set? Absolutely not. No way. Absolutely not. Like it is going to be this set. Even if let's say we go on a bull run for the next 2 years, you know, 2028, this set is still going to go below MSRP at some point. Like, but I mean, honestly, the Zygarde, like, if I could get the Zygarde at $75, I'd probably buy it. I mean, I'm not going to go crazy for it, but the difference is I feel like a lot of people, at least for me personally, I'm more willing to buy cards that I don't necessarily care about that I still think are cool though, if the price is affordable. But when you have a Gengar, regardless of what Gengar does or not, but when you have a Gengar that I feel like is kind of I'm not going to pay 500, $1,000 for it, but I'll pay, 175 bucks for a Zygarde that I don't care for as much just because I think it looks cool, you know? Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't be surprised if Meowth becomes the most expensive. I hope not. That's such a fucking joke, Lambo. I hate that. I hate that Meowth. I think it's extremely lazy. I feel like the only reason that people would even make the Meowth the most expensive is because it's Meowth. I can't stand that Meowth, but a lot of people seem to like it. So you don't know how you feel about the new bundle hype. I don't see why it matters. I don't. Who cares? Sticky hands. What's up, crazy? How are you, buddy? My cards seemed pretty good too. They seemed, uh, besides the whole sticky thing, they seemed pretty centered. I didn't see a bunch of whitening on the back, so it seemed like you would think if they're mass, like if they're really behind and they're just like print, 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 you would see a bunch of jacked up cards. But so far, I haven't seen that. So who knows? Behind service counter. Yeah, mine unfortunately is not in the limits five. What's up, Inkblot? How are you, buddy? Chaos smokes perfect order. Exactly. But hey, dude, I hope people keep feeling that way. I feel like majority of people aren't too hyped on perfect order. So if people want to shit on Chaos Rising, let's shit on Chaos Rising. Let's get Chaos Rising MSRP below MSRP. I'll be buying those boxes up like crazy. A lot of people are switching up. I'm not sure. It's just a few people. What do you mean, like switching up? Like they didn't like Perfect Order and now they do? I've been seeing that. Now that people have gotten their hands on the packs, they're like, "Oh, Perfect Order is a cool set. Like Perfect Order is a good set." I'm like, "It's a good set, but it's not like. Let's be honest, guys. Like, is it the greatest set of all time? Should it be a 210, $220 booster box? No, no. I don't care what kind of market we're in. Mm-mm. Yeah, that's a fair point, Thomas. I mean, again, not every set's going to be a banger, but I think if you look at Perfect Order, I think there's a card in there for everybody. So, I think what people are comparing it to, and I don't play the TCG, but they're saying it's more of like a Shroud of Fable. It's a player set. So, you know, and I kind of get that same vibes too. You know, I kind of get the same vibes that the set's not going to be a super strong set for a while. So I'm good. I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to chill, see what happens. Again, I don't have any reason to be afraid it's not going to hit MSRP and go below MSRP. There's no reason for it. You got to pass out. No live tonight, Gator. What's up, buddy? How are you? Thanks for coming by. Give y'all a little heads up. Mega Evolution kind of started Gen 10 early. What do you mean by that, crazy? Mega Pokemon are pretty rough as it is. I don't think they're that bad. I don't think they're going to be the most popular thing. I don't think that people love them as much as they say they do. Of course, they have their favorites, right? Like you got Mega Blastoise, you got Mega Rayquaza, you're going to have the Mega Mewtwo's. Apparently, the Mewtwo's are coming at some point because they're in the the DLC. I hope we get a Primal Groudon and Kyogre. That would be really cool. But I feel like a lot of people that are like really pumping up the megas right now, we're looking just like at XY, man. XY killed Pokemon for a while. I expect the same thing. So yeah, man. I wouldn't be in super rush. I mean, get your 5 packs, call it a day. Go back the next day if you want to, get another 5 packs. I think that I think like Wax said, this set's probably gonna sit around for a couple weeks of product. And then it'll be wave two and going so forth. How are the pull rates for perfect order? About same as what we've seen for Phantasmal and Mega. It's about SIRs one in every two booster boxes roughly. IRs are about what is it for a booster box. We know the EXs are still plentiful. So I mean, but I picked up 4 packs, 4 random sleeve packs. I got a Pokepad full art, Salazzle full art, Tarragon trainer, and um, I got the Gengar reverse hollow, which I do really like that card. I think that card's cool. That's definitely like a card like Blood. Blood would love that card. So I'm like tired. All right, Gator. I don't know if you're still here, man, but go get some rest. You've been doing them crazy late night streams. So how am I? Oh, dude, it's been a week, man. It's been a fucking week. I went to go pick up some cigars. I'm running low. They were closed. Yeah, I almost didn't go live tonight, but I was like, nope, I gotta go live. So I'm exhausted. Absolutely, it's been a brutal week. Hopefully, you guys are doing good. Chaos Rising would be crap too if it didn't have the Greninja. I'll tell you what though, I got the Mega Dragalge in the SAR from Ninja Spinner. Beautiful card, absolutely beautiful card. I think that is my top chase of Ninja Spinner or Chaos Rising. Worried about first partner packs? Mimic Brew is already casing up. Here's the thing, Lambo. You got everybody gooning over the first partner packs, and I'm sure they'll perform fine over time. I think, though, depending on what happens with the 30th, all I'm going to say is look at celebrations. Look at all the stuff with celebrations. I think when if we have a dip later on this year or into next year, I think you're going to see those products sell. So try to get what you can at MSRP or as close as you feel comfortable with doing it. I know Thomas, I think he said, Thomas, did you say that your guy was selling cases of them or something like that? I know that Krabby Corners guy, the new guy on the block who's taken over the world. Um, he said he got a case for about 32 a box. I ain't worried about it, man. I think a lot of this stuff that people are just like buying up, I think a lot of it's going to come to market. So I think you'll have your opportunity. And if you're really worried about it, man, pick up, go to GameStop and pick up one for 50 bucks, I guess. I mean, there's another wave coming right now. Wave two should be here in like a week or two, but it's going to get bought up like crazy. I mean, obviously, I would tell you guys not to go to GameStop, but like, if you're worried about it, and I don't care what Mimic Brew's doing, I could not, I could give two shits what he's doing. So yeah, yeah. Like from what I've heard, I watched Danny Phantom's video today. He said hit rates are just like normal. So maybe 100 a box. Yeah. I don't know if we'll. I think 100 a box might be like super bear market for a year or two. But I mean, definitely under MSRP for sure. Definitely under MSRP. This box should not be. This box should have kept going down. Instead, it's going up. What's up, Blood? Sorry, guys, I'm a little behind. I'm there spiritually smoking a cig with you. I'm not smoking cigarettes. I'm smoking a cigar. But thank you, Pokey Gator. What's up, Blood? How are you? Gen 10 will consist of megas with a weather gimmick, according to leaks. Oh, so are megas supposed to stay in the whole entire time? I would assume that, right? I don't know, man. If we get, you know, what would that be? 4 years, 5 years of megas, bro. People are gonna lose their shit. It's gonna be bad. People being more generous to Perfect Order than Phantasmal. Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, Phantasmal would be the same thing that we're seeing with this set. The only reason that this set that Phantasmal is performing as well as it is because of that Charizard. Um, I was thinking about this earlier. So Phantasmal Flames, I'm telling you guys, I know that we're still waiting on it. I know Inkblot. Who knows what Inkblot is doing? I don't know if he has an uncle that works for Pokemon. I think he does because some of the shit he said, there's like, he was saying this stuff months before people with distro and inside access. But he said there was like 1.5 million booster boxes for Phantasma coming, a non TCG. So the same thing. Some other people have confirmed that information as well. That that Pokemon is in the process of packaging those 1.5 million Phantasmal Flames booster boxes. Guys, I have strongly thought, do I sell my Phantasmal Flames? I've only got two. One I still plan on doing a giveaway for at 1,000. But do I sell those two right now while they're at all-time highs, $360 to $370, and watch them crash and burn? Now, do I think they're going to hit MSRP? No. Um, but they could. They absolutely could. Um, but I would not be buying any Phantasmal Flames at right now at $375. No way. That is a trap for sure. Again, I think the set's going to do fantastic long term because of that Charizard. But also, the Charizard has like an 80% gym rate too. So it should not be going for what it's going for. It will come down in price. Whack, you talking about perfect order? Do you need that Gengar card out of perfect order? Well, you got two of them. You got a GameStop ones. You got two EX. What? The Mega Zygarde. Oh, the Lapras. Yeah, I do want that Lapras EX. I'm a big fan of Lapras. I hope one day we get like a really cool SIR of Lapras. I would be really exciting. Sorry, guys. I know I'm a little bit behind. Yeah, Drag Algae is awesome for sure. You said that months ago when they were leaked. What are you talking about, Brandon? About the Drag Algae or about Megas? Hate spell check on your phone. Absolutely. Oh, your LGS only got two cases. I'm telling you, it's going to be like the battle decks with the Hunter promos. Yeah. Oh, you're making fun of me. I got you. I got you. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up. I apologize. Desperados booster box. I don't know, man. Gator had a really interesting thought process about Destin Rivals. Ink is the mole feeding all the YouTubers. Yes, sir. My message about 250 and 75 is about perfect order. Oh man, if we see perfect order at 250, we just lost all reasoning. The people that are in this hobby right now, the people that are investing, collecting, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. If that box is at 250 and stays or keeps climbing, which I mean, I did say was more than likely going to happen, is perfect order. If you can get it MSRP, it's probably going to keep climbing and probably sell out of that box. But I think it's ridiculously dumb, especially looking at what the prices of the cards are going for. Yeah, for sure, Brandon. Okay, so we're caught up. Yeah, absolutely. That drag algae is beautiful. I sent you a picture of the one I picked up. Um, I got you. Well, I got the reverse hollow. Um, let's see. So Destin Rivals booster boxes. So we're gonna have to wait and see. I think that they're still gonna come. I still think Pokey Gator. He said there was a rumor going around from Redbeard. He put up a short that Costco was going to be getting. I believe it was like a Destin Rivals ETB, and I think it was a Pokeball. Black will correct me if I'm wrong, and that was the rumor. And so, what Gator was saying in one of his lives is that he feels like Pokemon is not going to reprint Destin Rivals booster boxes, that they are going to reprint ancillary products, your ETBs, your booster bundles, stuff like that. I definitely think we're going to get more ETBs. I definitely think we're going to get more booster bundles. But I think they're going to we're at least going to get one reprint of Destin Rivals. Um, I don't know when it's coming. If you guys don't know, Destin Rivals is back at $600. It's not its all-time high because we did have confirmed sales at 700 a couple times before it dropped. So we're gonna have to wait and see. I don't know. Um, what Destin Rivals is doing is just completely stupid. It can't continue to just climb and climb and climb. At some point, like, look at what happened with Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies has been pretty stagnant around the 23 to 2700 range since like September. So at some point, people are going to go, that is two of my mortgages, that is 2 months of my rent, that is da 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 da, and it's going to stagnate. But I think at some point later this year, maybe around the holidays or 2027, I'll be honest. What I think is happening, truly, is I think Pokemon's printing. I know that they're printing. I've been told that it's packaging they're having an issue with. I think Pokemon is mass printing booster boxes, and that booster boxes are being held on to. I think that we are going to get. I don't know when, but I think we're going to get a dump onto the market. But as it currently stands, with everything with distro, because all we know, there could be a shit ton of booster boxes sitting at distro. All these people who say that their LGS doesn't, or not their LGS, their distro doesn't have anything, nobody knows. Nobody has stepped foot in a distro. So nobody knows what is sitting there. Um, I think there's a lot of goofy shit going on. It'll get fixed. It'll get fixed. So that's what I would say is I think that it's just gonna be like no booster boxes, or maybe, like a Phantasmal Flames or something like that, and then just dump onto the market. I mean, look at, you have no DR at distro. I didn't know you even went to a distro. But I mean, look at the SPCs and look at the ETBs for Prismatic. That was not really on anybody's radar, and we're getting. I don't know about the ETBs, but the SPCs are like 3 million of them. That's a lot of product, and nobody was talking about it. It seemed like, nobody really knew much about it until it kind of just got dropped. So yeah, that's how I feel about it personally. And then I am behind again. Let me catch back up. I apologize. Flatline around 250. That'd be crazy. ETBs can drop around 65, but down any less. Yeah. I mean, this market is crazy. Well, for sure. For me, I think that if you look at the price of the cards, it just doesn't make any logical sense. Why are you going to pay $250 for a booster box where your top chase, unless those cards climb? What, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, the only reason Phantasmal Flames is doing what it's doing is because of the Charizard. If the Charizard was not in that set, I don't care what else you put in. Um, let's say you put in I don't know, like a Hitmonlee, for example, right, as the top chase. if that card's like a 200, $300 card, the box shouldn't be 500, $600. It just, that doesn't make much sense to me. Yeah, I mean, you got to think too, guys. We have 2 years for Destin Rivals. We have till 2028. So, um, I mean, you could say like a year and a half, but there's still time. Like, uh, also, people have been talking about the printing facility. You've already got 400,000 square feet up and running. The 800,000 was speculated for 2028. Now there's apparently details coming out 2027. We don't know. Is that middle 2027, late 2027? The only thing I can tell you guys is I've done work at apparently there's 151 booster bundles. I don't know whack. They're on Twitter. But I've worked at a factory for a big company and they can open up plants and get plants, equipment and machines running very, very quickly if they want to. We're talking about Pokemon being the number one IP in the world. If they want to fast track some shit, they absolutely can fast track some stuff. Yeah, I agree. They have to reprint Death Rivals at some point. Thomas Crazy was talking about he was talking about thinking about selling his ETBs. So I told him to hit you up if he was still going to do that. I don't know what you're willing to pay, but he was also looking to trade. So um, maybe you guys figure it out. But yeah, man, I looked last time I looked at Destin Rivals ETBs. What, $210 for a normal ETB? Stupid, absolutely stupid. And I've got one. So the Destin Rivals booster box reprint already happened. When did it already happen? Whack. Yeah, Pokemon definitely. They're getting their ass kicked by Prismatic at the current moment. I still think when we see like some sort of correction in the market and we see some like a mass exodus of people, I think that we could see Prismatic take a nosedive for sure. I think we're going to see a lot of product take a nosedive. I don't know what Prismatic's going to get to. I'm not saying we're going to go from 300 to $100. That's not what I'm saying. But yeah, they have waged war on Prismatic Evolution. Surging Sparks, they got to move on. They just kind of move on. Let's just kick the can down the road. Let's get some other product going. Like I said, I would love one journey together. I would love obviously Destin Rivals, Black and White, and they could be. They truly could be. They also from the past from celebrations they only printed that set for a year. So if I mean obviously they've already been printing it. If you guys know anything, this is the first set in a long time that has not been delayed at all. So everything for Perfect Order came out all at the same time, besides obviously the wave releases. The cards look good, the packs look good, everything seems to be flowing better. So I think they're I think they're getting the ball rolling, guys. I really do. I think sometime this year we're gonna start to see stuff. But really, I think they got vending machines problems with glitches. They've got distro. They can't trust distro. There's a lot of things that they've got to figure out before they just because what's the point, right? What is the point if let's say they've been printing all these sets and they've been holding on to them and they give them to distro. There's nothing. I mean, distro could do nothing with them. They could still charge LGSs. You know, $200, $300 for a booster box, and that's not going to help the market at all. So I think Pokemon's figuring it out. I really truly do. And you have to think eventually people are going to get burnt out. People are going to leave. People are going to stop caring. Um, so summertime might be a good option to look at some things. I think this summer we'll have a dip with Perfect Order, Chaos Rising, the Dark Rise set. and then we'll pick back up for Rayquaza the 30th, and then we'll have that winter dump or winter lulls period. This guy bought, yeah. Evolving Sky is way better than Destiny. It's not even comparable. Yeah. No, but these are reprints. Those ETBs are reprints. And again, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was like at least a couple millions. I know Distro's getting some, LGS's or retail stores are getting some. So it definitely was a big reprint of ETBs, which I know, I'm pretty sure you said you thought ETBs were done for. So you never really know what's going to happen with Pokemon. And then with these SPCs, there's like supposed to be 3 million of them. So will they get eaten up extremely quick? Absolutely, they will. But that's still a lot of product. It really truly is. So the opportunities are there. I know me personally, when the SPCs go to Sam's, I'm going to be there early in the morning. I'm going to take a little, like a half day off of work. I'm getting these SPCs. I can promise you that. Um, yeah, that's just how I feel about that. But I do expect to see a dip in the market for sure. Yeah, yeah, Whack Hammer, you did tell me about that. Yeah, okay, Thomas. I didn't know that was a distro though. Stock was rumored to be under 2 mil for Sam's and Costco combined. That's fine, man. Give me a drop in store. Every Sam's gets a drop in store, and one or two drops online. I'm not being greedy. I'm not trying to rule the world with SPCs or ETBs. I just want to I just want a couple, man. Like ideally, if I could get 4 SPCs, one or two prismatic ETBs, that's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a lot. Okay. You generally feel like Pokemon is up to some serious. Yeah, dude. I think Pokemon's doing all this shit on purpose. I really, truly do. I think they're doing this all on purpose. 30th anniversary. Keep the hype going. You know, just keep all this goofy shit going, and then they're gonna punish people, man. They're gonna punish people. I was watching a Raw TCG, and I don't know how you guys feel about Raw. I kind of feel like he did me a little dirty a while ago. I'm not gonna go into details about it, but if you know, you know. But he was talking about, you hear from these people that Pokemon loves their product being sold off on the shelves, hard to find. They're making hands over fist, and I agree with him. I think Pokemon does not like that. I think Pokemon, and we talked about this, I think last week about Disney. I think Pokemon wants their product to be readily available for you as a parent. And Lambo, you've got kids, you're going to Walmart or Target and you're just grocery shopping, and your kids go, "Hey, can I go look in the cart aisle?" And there's just some product. It doesn't have to be the greatest set of all time, but I think, they know what needs to happen for the next generations, and that is product being available on the shelves. And so this whole sentiment of they want everything to be sold out, hard to find, scarce, rare, I just don't agree with that. I don't. Right now that's what they're doing. But I think sooner than later it's going to catch some people for sure. I think, how are you going to continue the hobby? Even if this is a man's game now and it's no longer a child's game, eventually we're all going to, kick the bucket at some point. So if you want to be like Disney 100 years, you've got to have that generations of opening up and playing Pokemon and just being a part of Pokemon. And like my kids are too young to play the Pokemon games. We don't really do video games at our house. And I feel like they love opening up packs though. It's really fun for them. And so they got to pick up some packs today and get to open it. And I think that's how you continue to move on generations to continue this hobby, even though I know that the TCG is only a fraction of the hobby. So, yeah, Thomas, like I said, I don't know what Crazy's going to do, but he was talking about moving it into a booster box. If y'all want to figure it out, y'all figure it out. Yeah, that was a good pickup, Blood. And then as soon as you picked it up, guess what started happening? Everybody started talking about Black Bolt White Flare. They dropped 3 waves of Destined Rival booster boxes. Wave 1 and 3 dropped on the Pokemon Center. I know that I know there was the first drop on Pokemon, and then there was a very quick, like 5 minute drop on Pokemon Center. So I only know of 2 waves. Maybe I'm wrong. Some you guys know some things better than me, but even still, do we want to count a little 5 minute Pokemon Center as a wave? I don't. Yeah, Black Bull, White Flare is going to start moving. So it's going to start moving. I don't know how much I truly believe in that continuing to climb up, but as long as the market's hot, people have started to move on to that. It's more affordable, better entry point. Prismatic Evolutions was sitting around $200 in ETB for a normal ETB. Um, 151 is just completely gone. And so the next one is, and Paldean Fates is completely gone. So the next one is Black Bolt White Flare. Let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm behind trying to catch up. Surprise a lot of people and not in the way they're getting. Yeah, the vending machines are bad. I mean, eventually it'd be a great idea, but I mean, at this point, it's like with all the glitches, they're not in every single state. Some people have them, some people don't have them. It's just there's a lot of things they got to figure. I think eventually it could be a really good idea and good plan, but right now, no. Yeah, Pokemon does need to make new contracts. I've been saying that for a while. Agree, 100%. You mean Lambo? The sets are smaller. What's up, Asian TCG? How are you? Or they're not reprinting anything besides prismatic similar to 2025. I mean, I guess we'll see, right? I guess I guess we'll see. Uh, that could be the case. I highly doubt it. Again, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what comes with this year. I think they are reprinting other sets, but I could be wrong. I don't claim to know everything. So prismatic ETB hits 130, you're gonna buy more. It is, yeah, it is tempting. I'll tell you what though, uh, I, I think there's going to be opportunities with Target. Target hasn't dropped any prismatic ETBs yet. Walmart has dropped 2 different drops with them. Seem to have done pretty well for some people. Some people have loaded up like a like a greedy little bastard. But I would rather personally have prismatic SPCs than the prismatic ETBs. So if I can, you got to think about this. So Walmart was selling theirs for $70. Sam's Club is going to be selling theirs, one of them, for $70. Which one would you rather have? I would personally rather have the SPC. So for me, that's kind of what my plan is going to be. Is obviously I would love to get 1 or 2 prismatic ETBs, but I'd rather get the SPC instead for the same price. I think it's a far superior product. Yeah, absolutely, Thomas. I'll stand by that all day long. Raw try to be TRJ. Dude, everybody tries to be like TRJ for sure. I don't have any either. I think I have a post election. Yeah, make sure you guys are keeping an eye on Sam's, Walmart's, Target's. Like I said, Target, as far as I know, has not dropped any yet. I'm sure they're going to drop some at some point. So, yeah, exactly, Lambo. Your kids started on, or maybe not started, but they love Pocopia. Guess what? That's going to lead them to the TCG. They all work together. Pokemon has this perfect, um, you know, just group, this connection where everything just ties together for sure. Yeah, no, honestly, Wackhammer, if you can find them for 40 bucks in ETB, man, you buy those up. Like, don't be a dick about it and try to go, and get it before it even goes on stock. But yeah, if it's on stock, it's fair play. Maybe longer, just know it wasn't quick. I felt like it was pretty quick. I remember that because I was super excited. What's up, Blab? How are you, buddy? By the way, Blab, I'm not going to say what was said, but if you go to my most recent video that I posted, the one I mentioned you, let's just say there was an interesting comment left by somebody. That's all I'm going to say. But hope you're doing well, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. We have, dude, I'm telling you, they got to get us some Chaos Rising next week. Like, I don't know about Monday. I don't know. Typically it looks like they do their drops like Tuesdays or Thursdays. But honestly, I just want to get it over with. Let me know if I get it or don't get it, And before we know it, it's gonna be May. It's gonna be May, and boom, it's here. The ass pull rates lately. See, I feel like the pull rates haven't been too bad. Crazy. I definitely get what you're saying though. Like when you find product, even if it's sleeve packs, when you're just able to find it and then you open it and then you get wrecked, like you get nothing or you get an EX, which let's be honest, how many of us actually enjoy getting EXs anymore? It is brutal. It is brutal. So I don't know, man. Like maybe I know you're big into Lorcana right now. Maybe look in different languages like Korean, buy a booster box for 50 bucks, $40. Some of them are even $30 and they have guaranteed, either like a full art or an SIR. It make you feel like your money went somewhere, instead of just blowing up money. Um, they're not going back to Destined Rivals. I feel like Thomas, obviously there's that chance. I feel like that would just. I feel like I don't know. I feel like that would just not be good. But obviously anything can happen. Um, Yeah, they may not, but they've spent so much focusing on Surging Sparks, Prismatic Evolutions. Like, why would they not at least give one reprint of Destiny Rivals? Give one shot. Say, hey, like, this is what it is. And then look at all these small sets. Look at all the small sets. I know they still got to keep printing ahead, but that with small sets, that gives them the opportunity to go back and print more. At least it's what I believe. So Uh, don't believe all the Australia bullshit. Also, too, look at what happened in Europe. Europe just got a whole like I don't know about a whole bunch, but Europe just got Destined Rivals reprints. Why would America not? That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Yeah, for sure, Lambo. I agree 100%. It should have happened a couple weeks ago. I understand why they didn't do it on Thursday, if that's why, because of the whole thing. But yeah. What's up, Snack Bread? How are you? Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not. I just want to know, like, am I gonna have a booster box? My two Pokemon Center ETBs. Honestly, I'm not even gonna go for the bundles. I'm not. Those are the two things I'm gonna go for. Like, I just want to know, can I count on this to a certain extent, or is it GG's? I'm not asking for a lot. I don't think anybody is. Yeah, Champions looks really cool. I'm really excited for Champions. Destiny Rivals got 2 years. Absolutely. I mean, there's still plenty of time, man. But I mean, Thomas does talk to he's friends with an LGS. Who knows? Maybe he talks to Distro. Like I tell you guys all the time, YouTubers have narratives. I don't have a narrative, besides what I tell you guys because I don't get paid for anything. I don't get a single fucking dollar. Like that's the when I hear people say like YouTube content creators have narratives because they get paid for it. I don't get paid a fucking anything. I'm telling you guys how I honestly feel, and I have nothing to gain or lose. I have the same product all you guys do. Most of you guys have more product than me. So, you know, there's time. There's time, man. I talked to one of my LGSs. He's like, dude, they have to reprint Destin Rivals. There's just no way they don't. Now, what does that mean? Do we get any on the Pokemon Center, or is it just all going to go through some form of distro, and the lowest you're going to get it for is 500 bucks? All I have to say at this point is if you want to have a Destin Rivals, when slash if there is ever a reprint, which I believe very strongly there will be, that will be the time to buy. I I will tell you guys, I will more than likely be buying at least one Destin Rivals booster box before it goes out of rotation. But I strongly feel like if they're going to do a reprint, we will get something on the Pokemon Center. Time will tell. What's up, Adro? How are you? Good to see you. That's right. It hasn't even been a year. I don't know, Lambo. I don't know. I believe, me personally, I believe that we will settle down at some point, but there is so much bullishness when it comes to Ascended Heroes. And I do think, personally, when you look at the set as a whole, Ascended Heroes is a better set fundamentally than Prismatic Evolutions. There's the illustration rares, which most of them I don't give a shit about. The SIRs, there's more Pokemon that people tend to care about, besides your Roaring Moon, your Umbreon, maybe one other evolution, maybe the Palafin. I like the Palafin too. But there are so many people that are like, Ascended Heroes is just gonna it's taking over. People don't even care about Prismatic anymore. It's all about Ascended Heroes, and I feel like they're gonna print the shit out of Ascended Heroes, man. I really truly do. So I'm with you in the boat, but you have a ton of people that are arguing right now, saying we're not even close to done because once Prismatic's done, it's Ascended Heroes, and then a year from now, next year we're gonna get another banger set that's going to beat Ascended Heroes. And then the following year, we're going to get another banger set. I'm like, all right, guys, like, but it's all the same people, man. It's not these collectors, it's these investor channels. You know, it's the ones that they have a reason to say these things. They want the market to continue to grow. And I know that I get the argument all the time. Investor channels and investors, they don't want it product to be expensive so they can buy more. But you have to think about this to a certain extent. Yes, that is true, but at the same time, if you're an investor, you're investing because you what want your money to continue to grow. You don't want it to go down. So I just be very wary. Like I said, I don't tell you guys who to watch. I obviously dislike majority of people that are on YouTube. But you guys watch whoever you want. But a lot of people just look at the narrative, look at what they're preaching, look at what they have to lose, what they have to gain. I've got nothing to lose or to gain personally. No, you're good, Thomas. Like I said, I don't. At the end of the day, you know what? The only people that know jack shit is Pokemon, and we don't even know if we can trust Pokemon. I know we just had that whole Gamma thing where Pokemon's like, "This is what we're doing." Is that smoke and mirrors? Is that the truth? Only time's going to tell. Only time will tell. Yeah, I agree. I think Mega. I think regardless, Mega is going to be pretty. I think readily available. I think Pokemon's going to print Mega for sure. Feel however you want about Scarlet and Violet, later Scarlet and Violet. I can't do anything to tell you otherwise. I'm just telling you how I feel. But I do think we will get another, like Wax said, another Pokemon Center reprint of Destined Rivals, Ascended Heroes, Phantasmal Flames, Mega Evolutions, all that stuff. Black and White, I don't know. They've already done 2 drops of that one. So that one, I don't know, but yeah, I think we'll definitely get for sure ETBs. So Thomas, decide what you want to do with that. But I definitely think we'll get ETBs for sure. Hopefully another drop of Pokemon Center ETBs. So sorry, I got Asian. I did see your comment. Give me just a second because there's other people above you. Yeah, crazy. I know that that's what Wax said. I don't, again, I don't know. I just know you can't believe everything you see on the internet because when we had or not prismatic evolutions, we had phantasmal flames. People, I believe it was phantasmal flames. It might have been Ascended Heroes, but one of those people were saying how the Pokemon Center stamp was not on them, and that was just to get more people to open up their Pokemon centers to make the Pokemon centers less to make them more expensive. So unless there's like video recordings of people opening up their packages from the Pokemon company, take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, feel however you want to feel. If you want to feel like Pokemon's fucking things up left and right, they easily could be. But until I see a video of it, I'm not going to believe it. There's too much shit going on the internet right now. I agree, Brandon. I agree. But as you can see, some people don't want to agree with that. So Palafin is top tier. I love that card. I only have it in Japanese, but that's all I need. I think Japanese texturing is just superb. What's up, Roxy? How are you, my friend? How did you sorry, did you open up your Pokemon Center perfect order that got squished? Yeah, I mean, Lambo, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, but again, uh, like I say, guys, someone's gonna be right, somebody's gonna be wrong. I'm gonna feel how I feel until I get proven wrong, just like these investing channels are gonna feel until they get proven wrong. But one of us is gonna be right. So that's all we can really do. You watch all the scumbag PokeTubers. Yeah. I mean, I'm very transparent, especially if you're in my Discord. I'm very transparent of who I don't like. So Pokemon does love money. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're not going to leave money on the table. I seem pretty optimistic. Stuff will be readily available. Curious to hear if if I have a worst case scenario. Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario is where we're fucking at. I mean, we're living it. Prices are continuing to climb. You get a very small opportunity to pick up product. What, at MSRP? Barely at MSRP, unless you know somebody. You've got your little side deals and stuff like that. I mean, what worse can it realistically get? Cards are at all-time highs. Cards are continuing to climb. Product is at all-time highs, continuing to climb. I mean, I feel like we're at the worst case scenario, and I feel like honestly it could be sustainable for a couple of years, and a lot of people are going to leave, and you invest in, not you, I'm not trying to attack you, the investing side, the investors, the people who love to, they're just in it for investing. You guys are going to cannibalize each other. Sorry, they will cannibalize each other, and eventually it'll be a very small hobby, but it'll be for the rich. And I don't think that's what Pokemon wants. I don't. Pokemon wants their shit available, or Pokemon wants their shit valuable, but they have shown time and time and time again that they want product to be readily available for a period of time. And then if you don't take that opportunity, if you don't buy the first year or two, then you're on your own. And then you got to pay market price. But I think that most people that use their brain can look at this hobby and can know that this is not sustainable. This is not something you want your hobby or your investments to be a part of. You're seeing a ton of even big YouTubers that have probably $1 million collections or investments portfolios. You're seeing them frustrated and saying that this is not sustainable and this is not good and that this just is not going to continue to happen. So that to answer your question, short and sweet, we're there. And this is, you know, it's just, we're going to continue to grow upwards on worse. But as far I can't imagine it getting much worse than this. So that's my worst case scenario is what we're in right now. Yeah, I've had two Red Bulls and I'm fucking tired. So my brain's not working and I'm probably being a little bit more word vomity than normal. So and it's cool, Thomas. Like I'm not, I don't criticize. I don't try to at least, as long as you're one of like the normals and stuff like that, like I try to be respectful to everybody. Um if you're not, I may be a little less, but I mean if you want to overpay, overpay, man. Like I busted your balls one time about GameStop. Um and really all I said is just don't tell me about it, So like I respect you. You've been nothing but showing respect towards me. So you do what feels right for you, and I'll do what feels right for me. Let's see. You peeped the comment. Didn't know I was living great for you, bro. I didn't either. Like, I, I guess he misses me. You know what I'm saying? I can't say the feelings are mutual. People are making Pokemon too complicated, man. Yeah, dude. It's like a whole. It's a pump and dump, man. It is. Look at 151. Look at 151. You can't tell me that things are normal right now. That things are good. It's a crypto market. This is a fucking crypto market at this point. 151 blows up, and you look at these cards. Most of these cards are down 180 bucks, $60. The product, the UPCs were 1,200, sales at 1,200. Now they're back down to what mid nines. Like, bro, that doesn't just happen. This is market manipulation at its finest. So, whatever. Feel however you want. Asian, I don't know if you're still in here. Hopefully you didn't take offense to it. I wasn't, I was trying to watch my words. We just have to agree to disagree on some things. Oh, okay. Got you, Roxy. I was confused. Yeah, I agree, Brandon. Agree. Yeah, crazy. I saw one where they were supposed to have the booster box, and two ETBs, and instead they got two bundles. But again, man, it's just so hard to know what is real and what is not real. Um, that's just how I look at it. Unless there's a video, I just can't believe it. And if it is real, cool, awesome. Like if you got an Ascended Heroes ETB, I would much rather get an Ascended Heroes ETB than get a perfect order Pokemon Center ETB. So like if they got it, cool. I just don't believe it. So Wax said Pokemon has three options. One, keep printing exactly how they are doing, keep money left off the table, which is what they're doing. They're leaving money on the table. They tune up printing and they keep stuff around 20 to 40 above MSRP and get more money in their pocket. What happens to One Piece? And then three, they can completely put everything on shelves, fully print every set to the ground, which I do think is what they're going to do. I think at first we're going to see a flood of the market and people are going to leave and then product's going to sit. And then Pokemon's going to pull back. You got to think they have this printing and packaging facility. They're going to pull back. And then they're going to figure it out where how do we keep it where product maybe sits for a couple weeks. Distro isn't empty, but they're not just sitting on years worth of product. I think it's going to be a juggling act. And then, but with the printing facility, they're going to be able to ramp up, slow down, and they're going to try to find a happy medium. I don't think that they're. I'll be honest. I don't think Pokemon wants booster boxes to be $100. If MSRP's, let's say MSRP for Gen 10 is 180, I don't think they want booster boxes at $100. Maybe 140, maybe 160, but just again, maybe they'll want it around the twos, like 200. Um, so I think it's going to be a juggling act, but they have like everything at their disposal. They're going to be able to control distro with their own Excel distro facility. They're going to have their own uh, trucks, shipping departments to be able to get product wherever they want to. So they're they're investing into their future, is how I feel. And I think that honestly, that should be people should be excited for that. Um, again, I don't have a problem with things long term being valuable. I just want things, even if it's give me 6 months, give everybody 6 months of products sitting on the shelves. And if you don't buy, that's your opportunity. You missed out. We don't have to even do 2 years. Just give me 6 months. Give everybody 6 months, and then if you miss out, you miss out. I think that's more than reasonable. Um, but yeah, that's that. I agree, Wack, 100%. I think what people don't understand though is there's so much money being left on the table. They think that because everything is impossible to find and everything sells out, that Pokemon's like making maximized profits. No, man, there's so much money being left on the table. So those were great points. What happened to One Piece? Apparently, it's starting to take off. Strike that on Ascended. Perfect order everywhere. Yeah, I haven't found bundles, ETBs, but I did find single pack blisters and then the sleeve packs. Like you weren't here earlier, Choo Choo. By the way, good to see you. Um, but there was like four double cases of sleeve packs. So much perfect order, and it looked like a. I was there at 8 o'clock at night, but it didn't look like a lot of it had been gone through. Now, of course, we'll see. Maybe the ETBs got bought up, the booster bundles got up, but I'm liking what I'm seeing, man. And if you, I don't know, Choo Choo, if you looked at the card prices, they're looking real good, my friend. Real good. Sorry, let me get caught up, guys. Yeah, Sydney Heroes is rough. I haven't opened up any, but I've heard it's rough. Yeah, I appreciate that, Asian. Like I said, I know that I know you've been around for a while, even though you don't always show up to the lives and you're in the Discord. So, again, I was trying I was trying to be more respectful, so I was like trying not to include you in the investor thing. I do know that you have a channel where it's news and investment, so I was trying to be respectful. So I just wanted to make sure you understood that. Sorry guys, I'm a little behind, like always. Uh, yeah, Brandon, me and you have conversations every single week, so 100%. Yeah, Thomas, you're killing it, man. You're absolutely killing it. What about the one? Oh, somebody got a Mega Evolutions booster box. Hey, I'd rather get a Mega Evolutions. I mean, that's almost $300 right there. I mean, it should be cool. Like Perfect Order, I really like the set. I don't know. Like I think Chaos Rising's way better, but I got to tell you guys, I'm loving what I'm seeing from Perfect Order all the way around. Cool cards, pretty good opening experience for me personally. Cards relatively affordable. Like I thought that Clefairy was going to be a $50, $60 IR. It's like 25, $30. You know, beautiful card. Can't beat that. The Dewblade, Adro, I don't know if he's even still in here. He pulled or maybe it's not the Dewblade. I think it's a Dewblade, but $4 IR. Banger card. Beautiful card. Great in a binder. I like it. Yeah, there's a lot of goofy shit, man. And like Whack, me and Whack were talking Lambo earlier. The Prismatic Evolutions Umbreon, which I agree, I liked it better than the Evolving Skies one. I think I'm biased. Take it as take it as you want. Prismatic Evolutions Umbreon, like 1.5, just for the raw card. The Umbreon from Evolving Skies, the VMAX Alt Art, depending on where you look at, is 1.7 to 2.1, 2.2. So they're like neck and neck, man. And we're talking about, I mean, they're both good cards, but But like what Evolving Skies is how old? Is it 5 years? 5 years old? Same same price, man? No. No. Sorry. Inkblot, I don't know what you mean about me being lied to. Um, but if you want to comment, and then I'll get back to that in a second. Um, yeah, for sure, Brandon, 100%. When Pokemon has booster box, they stay longer than an hour. Made progress, absolutely. The last couple of drops, booster boxes were like one of the last things to go, and for a while they were the first things to go. So absolutely, yeah. And it might have whacked. Like I said, we talked in the Discord about it. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I just know from what I've seen on the internet, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. So yeah, Pokemon. Like I said, Pokemon's doing some weird stuff right now. I really truly think they want the 30th to be like a huge bang for them. So, um, and of course I do. Don't get me wrong. I think they're enjoying the profits right now. Like yes, they're leaving money on the table, but Pokemon is so hot right now. So, and you guys know, any of you guys that have been here for a while, you guys know, like that's not normal. Like Pokemon for us is cool, but for it to be like a global, nationwide, like celebrities opening it and football players and soccer players, like that's not normal. So like especially for the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, I wouldn't be surprised if for the 35th anniversary, we don't get a whole recap of the last 2 years, of all these celebrities and football players and all these people, shelves empty to be like, this is Pokemon. I think, yeah, I definitely think they got something to do with it. Because if they wanted to, man, if they wanted to, they could kill the market. But why would you? Right now, when the 30th is about to come out. Yeah, for sure, Brandon. Absolutely, 100%. The Destin Rivals booster box on its third run, back up to 600, on its way to 700. Some goofy stuff, man. I mean, that's what four, four booster boxes for Pokemon to sell, and it costs them what, $20 maybe, $20 to make that booster box. Yeah, I will say I saw some pictures. Now again, take it as you want, but of Targets, man, and Target was loaded with ETBs. Like Walmart gets shit. Absolute, like MJ Holdings, they're selling stuff through their little private second group because Target's killing it. So I really hope that Pokemon does something with Walmart where we can get them out of there because it's just crazy the amount of product. The Ascended Heroes poster collections and first partners, like some of the things I'm seeing, man, are wild. And I've not even seen these like there's no tags at Walmart for this stuff. Some of the stuff like the Ascended Heroes, like all we have is like there was the tech stickers for Prismatic and then the tins for Ascended Heroes. I've not seen anything else Ascended Heroes. Um, so on the tags or anything. So yeah, XL's where it's at for sure. Oh, nice blood. Did you open them? Your pack. Sorry, I just got your comment. I opened your two booster bundles and got the Rowlet IR. And the Dedenne. So hey, those are both good cards. I like the Rowlet and the Dedenne. I mean, are they anything crazy? No, but they're cute cards for sure. yeah, yeah, for sure, Vlad. Absolutely. I just wanted to let you know, man. Like I said, I saw that comment today, and I was gonna respond, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna respond, man. So I think that does more to the psyche than anything. Just ignoring it. So I just wanted to make you aware of it. Oh, that's what he said. You like being lied to about Destin Rivals. Dude, the card is sick. I didn't even know about it till I pulled it. Yeah, awesome card. Absolutely. I love that card for sure. So Ink is sticking with his guns. Holiday this year, Destined Rivals reprint. PSA 10. Oh, so what? You're whack. You're talking because I know the Umbreon from Prismatic isn't it going for about 4K? So the Evolving Skies is going for what 3K? I mean I do know that the Prismatic is harder to grade than the Umbreon VMAX Alt Art. So I don't know, man. There's so much goofy shit with all this ultra modern. I mean, to think about how long it took the Umbreon from Evolving Skies to get even over $1,000, and we're just destroying that in a year with prismatic evolutions. Get the fuck out of here. Like again, yes, at some point should the prismatic, in my opinion, Umbreon take over? Absolutely. But right now, they it shouldn't be close. It shouldn't. Crazy, you have an offer. He will trade you. Thomas said he'll trade you a non-enhanced Mega Evolutions booster box for a Destin Rivals ETB. I don't know what they're going for. I have no idea what the difference is, but that what is it? Why is my brain not working today? I'll think about it. The box topper is like still climbing up, $30. Later, whack. Thanks for coming by, even if you're still not here. Let's see. Uh, Sorry, guys, I'm catching up. I can't say MJ Holding. Yeah, fuck MJ Holding. Still hate the no booster box art. I don't mind it, man. Like I said, I've always liked the black. There might be a cop coming by at some point, but I've always liked the black. I think it's fine. I mean, even people were trying to glaze Destin Rivals, like, oh, it's a white box with a Giovanni and Mewtwo. It's a fucking white box. Like, white and red. Who gives a fuck? Neither of them are great looking. Yeah, MJ Holding's bad for sure. Pick up SIRs from Prismatic. Yeah, Asian. I can't tell if this cop's coming. Um, I'm looking at Terrestrial Festival personally. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've got the Sylveon. I don't know if I'm gonna pick up the rest of them because I'm not huge fans of them. But at the end of this year, I will pick up the Umbreon. Um, I'm struggling. I'm really truly struggling on if I'm going to pick one up in a PSA 10 because I don't like what PSA is doing right now. But what I want to do is get the Korean version in a. I just want to get the Korean version. It's like I don't know. It's probably $200 now, but I'd like to get that one just raw for the collection, just to be able to enjoy, and then to get again, who knows what I'm gonna do. But that was the plan at PSA 10 Umbreon from Terrestrial as like a long term hold for investment purposes for my kids. But yeah, I'm really curious to see like I what I believe in is that I say if when I believe that we will when we have a bear market, I think that singles are going to take a pretty substantial hit. So even stuff that's like out of print, we could see a massive dip in prismatic evolution cards. It may not be instantaneous, but maybe like a year down the road after the bear market. I mean, you never really know what's going to happen. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration. I'm just trying to be a little bit more, keep my mind set on what I want and sticking by my guns. It's about the right time for Prizzy and Journey Together singles. Oh, you think so? I mean, dude, 15, 1,700 bucks for an Umbreon from Prismatic. Yeah, long term, like 5, 10 years, absolutely. But I don't know, man. I don't. I think there's. I was watching Card Lounge, and Jake was talking about when you think about all the cards you can buy for $1,000, just over the history of Pokemon, all that are available. there's a lot of cards that you can buy for $1,000. And he mentioned about the Umbreon, like he'd pay like 400 for the Umbreon. And, I feel like there's an opportunity to get the Umbreon at like 600 bucks. That might be crazy. I might be completely wrong, but I feel like at some point there's going to be that opportunity if as long as you stay focused on that. And so right now, with it being 1.7 right next to the Evolving Skies Umbreon, nah, dude, no. It's got to earn that. And it's not, I'm sorry, man, but a 5-year-old card, what was deemed to be like the best Umbreon of all time or one of the best Umbreons of all time, to be head and head with a brand new Umbreon that came out a year ago that has been mass reprinted. Get the fuck out of here. Like, I ain't got that kind of money to blow. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I got to really think about that. And I'm not even anywhere close to making that decision, especially when you look in different languages too. Um, the Destin, the Destin box is the best thing that Sen has going for it. That Moltres, man, that Moltres and that Cynthia's Garchomp. Um, yeah, yeah. And honestly, you're right though. If you look at that box, if it didn't have Mewtwo, if it didn't have Giovanni on the front, you wouldn't be able to tell what the fuck it is. So that's a very fair point when you think about it. Yeah, I agree, Choo Choo. I was talking to Whack about that earlier. A lot of people probably don't even know about the Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies. A lot of people came in during 151 Prismatic Evolutions, after Prismatic Evolutions. So all they know about is about the Umbreon. If you look at the market right now, people are not looking at anything besides Scarlet and Violet. Sword and Shield is going down. Fusion Strike was over $1,000. Now it's what, like 800, 700? Maybe not. 700 might be. No, it's like 900. Sorry. Then you have Lost Origin. It was, it's dropped down. Everything has gone flat for Sword and Shield. Nobody's looking at it. But you're telling me we're paying the same price for a Destin Rivals booster box when you can get a Brilliant Stars or a Silver Tempest, or pay an extra $100 and get yourself a Lost Origin with the Giratina, the one of the top cards of all time. Like, there's a lot of dumb decisions being made. And so I agree 100%. I think most people don't even know about the Umbreon. It's all ultra modern, like super, super ultra modern. If I could only be by this Destin Rivals ETBs. Yeah, dude, everybody's waiting for Destin Rivals ETBs for sure. It's crazy. Like I said, it's like 210 bucks. We'll look at it tomorrow. Tomorrow night we'll look at it on TCG Player. But dude, it's yeah, just don't be wrong. Really cool box. Really cool ETBs, both of them. Way better than the booster box. But it's just like, what are we doing? Like, 9 packs and a Wobbuffet promo makes no sense. Um, be cool, it seems. Yeah, I heard Choo Choo. I heard it was fake, but who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of fake stuff. Like, there was rumors that the SPC was going to go to Costco today. That was a rumor. So you just gotta be really careful what you believe in. But I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if, because it seems like that's what Pokemon's doing, right? Is they're doing reprints and they're going to retail. And so I wouldn't be surprised if at some point before Destin Rivals goes out of reprint, we do get, especially like Costco. Costco seems to get pretty good deals for the most part. A Destin Rivals booster bundle, like, double pack, something like that. It wouldn't surprise me one bit. So I strongly think there will be opportunities for sure. Like, if I could, I'd bet my house, especially on Destin Rivals ETBs, getting a substantial reprint. Yeah, singles and slabs. You don't invest. So you just so Asian, you just collect whatever slabs you like. Last bear market. Yeah, and Brandon, what did you say that the Giratina was going for now? Like 2 grand? Almost 2 grand? And I mean, like guys, look at here's my thing too. When you think about it, right? Look at Sword and Shield. Look at some of these alt arts, some of these like top alt arts, right? Your Lugia, 300, $350 card. Your Charizard fighting Venusaur for Brilliant Stars, like 250. Um, yes, you do have some of those higher ones, like the like what is it called? Like your Giratina or your Umbreon or your Rayquaza. But like a lot of these cards, they're like 500 or less. Like, and you're telling me that we have, and I do agree that the artwork has gotten better and better. But I think if you look at both of the cards, like Scarlet and Violet SIRs and Sword and Shield alternate arts, like they kind of you can if you were to put them in front of a random person, they would not be able to tell you which one is from what. I feel like they're all pretty good. So, like, why is there such a price discrepancy? Why are we getting brand new cards for these sets that it's not even like your top Pokemon? It's not just like your Gengar. It's the shitty Mewtwo or like the Derpy Chew or the Forest Pikachu or like why are these cards above Sword and Shield alternate arts, which I feel like are kind of comparable. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but that's kind of how I feel about it. So I feel like a lot of this super ultra inflated. That's all people are focusing on. Eventually, they'll move on. Maybe they'll move on to Gen 10. Maybe they'll move back to Sword and Shield. Maybe they'll just leave. And I feel like prices are going to come kind of kapooing down. I feel like eventually all the modern PSA 8s and 7s will start flooding the market for dirt cheap. I hope so. I hope so. I'm ready. I don't care, man. I don't need to have a PSA 10. If I can get a card that I want for cheap, I mean, you guys know I got Korean, I got Japanese. Why wouldn't I? I'm all for it. Destiny Rivals. That's true. It does it. You would have to know about it. What are the Ascended Heroes booster bundles selling for right now? We moved on from Scarlet and Violet era onto Mega now. What's up? Hey, who knows? They might put in a mega. They might put like a mega Umbreon at some point. You never know. I don't think they're going to do that. It's not in the game, but they could. I agree, Lambo. I've been saying that forever, but people are like the government doesn't give a fuck about Pokemon, bro. They care. Like they want money too. So I agree. I think Mystery Slabs and the gambling websites, like I said, look into CS:GO. If you don't know about CS:GO, look it up on YouTube. CS:GO documentary about all these gambling channels. Yeah, me too, Choo Choo. I had three. I ripped two. I got one Destiny Rivals ETB left. Got you crazy. Well, good. If you can find a deal, man, that's awesome. Yeah, for sure. What's up, iFOMO TCG? Time to hit the gym. Crazy. It's late here, so I don't know if you live somewhere different, but haircut looks good, bro. Everyone say hi to Inept. It's been a while since he's been around. I feel like most Sword and Shield sets lack depth. Very good point, but have very good chases versus the later Scarlet and Violet above. Obvious exception of all this guy's Fusion Strike. Thank you, Choo Choo. That's what I've been talking about with Lost Origin. Is when I think of Lost Origin, I think about the Giratina. Yes, you have the Aerodactyl for my Aerodactyl fans out there, but really, when you think about Lost Origin, you're thinking about the Giratina. I understand the price. Again, the Giratina is like 700 raw. Lost Origins, what, eight, nine, something like that. No, that's Future Strike. I mean, they're pretty much comparable, one for one, right? If you, even though it's very slim, you could pull a $700 card. Um, but everyone's like, no, man, it's the Pikachu's. It's the Pikachu's. I'm like, get out of here. Like, that's not what people think about with that set. I don't truly believe so. I think that's like a coping for people. Yeah, I agree, crazy. Like I said, when you look at Sword and Shield alt arts to what Scarlet and Violet Mega are doing, doesn't make sense. Like I would understand, right, if we're talking about vintage or maybe even like Cosmic Eclipse, like the XY Sun and Moon cards, right? I would understand that argument. But when we're talking about alt arts to SIRs, why do we have cards that are honestly comparable art wise that are four, three, four, double? It doesn't make sense. Unless I'm missing something. Again, I could be, but again, I think what a lot of it is people don't know about it. They're just super hyper focused on what is being talked about on YouTube. There's not a lot of people talking about Sword and Shield. A lot of people are talking about Scarlet and Violet, Mega Evolutions, Ascended Heroes, Prismatic Evolutions. Um, they were talking about 151, Paldean Fates. So that's what everyone's focusing on. Yeah, you have those people that they're like, my pickup of the day is Brilliant Stars. But like, that's all they talk about. They don't show anything. They just show the box or a card. But then you go on investing content and you see the boxes, you see the cards for all of this Scarlet and Violet and Mega. Yeah, no, Roxy and Thomas are not poor for sure. Nobody's poor. I'm poor. I'm the poor one in here. I like the Pikachu from Lost Origin. Silver Tempest memed on, but Lugia V. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Silver Tempest is not the greatest set, right? But that Lugia is awesome. Lugia is absolutely awesome in my opinion. So I think it's one of the top um, alternate arts of Sword and Shield. I could be wrong, but still, the Lugia is what, 350, 300, 3 to 350 right now, just for raw. I don't know much about the PSA 10s. Why do we have a Forest Pikachu or an Asshat Mewtwo? Why are either of the Mewtwo's above that Lugia? Because Mewtwo's more popular. Well, the Lugia artwork is way better, in my opinion, than both of those Mewtwo's that we've had in Destined Rivals and Ascended Heroes. Let's see. You left a comment about the chase comparison. What did you? Yes, I understand that. Wrong about the chase. Sword Shell arts are awesome, and they complete. Oh yeah, no, 100%, Brandon. Oh, let's see. What's up in app? I know I'm poor. Let's see. Did I miss? You said Giratina is 2.5K in a PSA 10. Wild. Absolutely crazy. But I mean, is it crazy though? Because you look at some of these, the Charizard is up there, which I think Charizard is like best Charizard of all time. The Umbreon. I don't know much about the what PSA 10s are going for, but I feel like a lot of these ultra moderns, Scarlet and Violet and Mega, they're some of these bigger ones, they're going for about the same price, and I think that's a little crazy. It's a little crazy to me. So either something is overvalued or something is undervalued. I'll be honest. I don't think Sword and Shield, even your PSA 10s, I don't think that they're undervalued. I think that they're, I think they're where they're supposed to be. I think that all Scarlet and Violet and Mega. I think that they're overvalued right now. And of course, you guys are always feel free to disagree if you don't feel that way. But what's a sword shield? Exactly. Yeah, that's what I want to get back to, Thomas. I want to get to the point where I don't have to use house money, and so I will. When this bear market happens, I'm going to go pretty crazy, and I'm sure you guys will as well. But the next bull run, I want to be readily prepared to be able to trade how I want to trade and get what I want to get without having to use like a ton of money. I don't use credit cards and I never want to use credit cards. I was watching a video the other day where a content creator was absolutely losing it because he's trying to refinance his house and he can't refinance his house because he has a ton of credit card debt because of cards that he's trying to get or still product that he's bought. And he's trying to refinance his house and he's bought a $40,000 uh, 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 Blue Eyes White Dragon. Like, just not smart. Not smart. Well, Annette, make sure you get some sleep, bud. Did you? Oh, so did you get your medicine finally? Such basic Me Too arts and Death Rivals. And said 100%, 100%. When people say that they're amazing, get out of here. I will say though, if I had to choose, I would rather have the Destined Rivals Mewtwo over the Ascended Heroes Mewtwo. 110%. Yeah, I mean, I get that too, Juju. I mean, again, earlier we were talking about Perfect Order, and I hate the Meowth. I think the Meowth SAR is extremely lazy. Other people like it. I've heard. I was watching a Cool Trainer Ryan video, and he was like, "Oh, I really want the Meowth." I'm like, "Okay, to each its own." So, you know, like what you like, and we could always everybody can agree and disagree. We don't always have to like all the same cards. It's a beautiful thing about Pokemon. So, but I can definitely see your point with the whole melee. It does look very melee-ish. I still think the melee version probably would look cooler. I wish that they would have done that. Make it look more, I don't know, bubbly, cartoon like. Let's see. When the hobby does cool off, most of the people buying right now will be gone. I've seen it time and time again. 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. Mega for alligator. Um, yeah. I know you said the card's awesome. I really want to like that card. I just can't. I can't like it. I was so excited for alligator. I really truly was. And then I saw it. And maybe I would like it because Gator, Gator, he likes for alligator too. And he said that when you play the game, you get to appreciate the Pokemon more. But I think it just the head over the head. I wanted to look fierce, man. I wanted to look fierce, and instead they made his claws come out so he looks like Freddy Krueger, and he just looks fucking goofy. Um, Adro, he was in the Discord. He's probably not even in here anymore. I can't. I think it was Neo Genesis. It was a Feraligatr from Neo Genesis. Beautiful card, absolutely beautiful card. If anybody can tell, I think it's Neo Genesis. If anybody that's in the Discord can tell me, he put in the show off your shit. But um, yeah, that's what I wanted from a Feraligatr card on day three, 64 hours awake. Well, I thought that the Lunesta helps you sleep though. Yeah, man. And like I said, if you listen to a lot of people, like Blab, he was talking about um, you should be putting stuff on credit cards because I guess like points and stuff. I just feel like I don't know, man. I don't like putting any I just don't like the idea of it. I don't. I don't like the idea of something like that putting on credit cards. You know, I feel like it's too easy to get yourself in trouble. It could just be really bad, man. And I think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see that at some point in this market where it's going to be like generational. Like you're going to see like watch what's going to happen is the Pokemon market's going to go to the shitter, right? A couple months later, bankruptcy's up like I don't know, 10, 20%, something like that. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't, man. There's so many people taking on so much debt and leverage. I just love Meowth. That's the card. I hate that card, man. Pokemon went 0-2 on the Mewtwo, kind of crazy in the City Heroes and Disrupts. Yeah, again, my opinion, I think the best Mewtwo for at least recently has been the Mewtwo from Shining Legends back in the day, which is a very old set. I believe it's like 10 years old, something like that. So yeah, they really had great opportunities to even expand on that. Have Mewtwo breaking out of the tube, you know, the facility busted up behind him, something like that. No, they just kind of turned Macy's Day Parade and then Creeper too. So yeah, and Choo Choo, if I can get that card, I think I told you this in the comments. If I get that card for like $50, I'll probably buy it because I do like for alligator, you know. But I just can't. Like, what's it going for right now? Like 100, 125? I just can't, man. I can't. I'm gonna get it. Oh yeah, dude. Blood later on tonight, tomorrow in the morning. Look up. I quit my job to do a like. I quit my job for Pokemon. Dude, there's so many people. LGSs, online stores, vendors. Uh, People are doing some really dumb shit. And I understand like you got to take some risk, 100%, right? Like honestly, that's my goal. Like one day, I would love to do like online store. You know, and I've been very vocal and open about that with you guys. Um, so I understand there's risk involved, but don't do it when the masses are doing it. Do it when it's people aren't doing it. You know, at least it's how I feel. I like goofy shit though. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just I just I wanted more like fierce. You know, like how it was like in the games and like the TV shows and stuff like that. I can't remember what it was. Was it Coliseum back for the Game Boy? No, not Game Boy, GameCube. Um, but there was a part that you could play where you had like your Typhlosion for alligator. I can't remember what else there was. Maybe Kyogre or something. And like they always just made for alligator so vicious looking, and I feel like they kind of missed the mark on that. So it looks like a fever dream on shrooms. Huh. I wish he had it on always like a Cubone head, and that might have been cooler. That might have been cooler, but in the back you see it flopping around. Just not a big fan. Toilet head. Choo choo. I'll put the it's in the Discord is actually if you go to my post, just go down a couple. It'll be there. Um, and if not, I'll put it in the description of this video as soon as this live goes out. While it's uploading, I'll put it in the description. That's crazy, Nap. Yeah, they got to figure something out with your sleep schedule. Yeah, and Lambo, honestly, maybe if I played the game, maybe I'd be like get more used to the Feraligatr. It's just I guess it just didn't meet my expectations. You know, and like I said, I'm just such a huge fan of Feraligatr. It just kind of really let me down. Yeah, government ballot. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. And honestly, in that though, I feel like a lot of people think that um, they can control their credit cards until they look at their end of month statement, and it's just yeah, yeah. I feel like it's just it's very easy. I feel like a lot of people are not credit card people. Yes, yes, Choo Choo, absolutely, 100%. Give us an armored Mewtwo SIR. Yes, yeah. No, I hon- I think Ascended Heroes people are going to get their ass lost. TCG market data. He's very bullish on Ascended Heroes. Very extremely bullish on Ascended Heroes. Like short term bullish. I just can't get behind it. I can't. Uh, I think it. I know, and you know, everyone's talking about 2028. It's going to go out of rotation. Guys, we know anything about specialty sets. Pokemon prints above 2 years with their specialty sets. They're like what 151 is what like almost 3 years old at this point. They're still printing. They're still printing it. It's not as much as it was, you know, but bigger. You know, again, completely different ballpark than Prismatic Evolutions. These I don't know when TCG Market Data came into the hobby. I don't know if he's been in for years or I don't know, but I don't feel. I strongly, 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 strongly believe Prismatic Evolutions was a perfect shit storm. Yeah. Hey, people don't even talk about my Salamence. I love the Salamence from Journey Together. When you hear people talk about Journey Together, Lily Sclefairy, which I feel like the Lily Sclefairy in Ascended Heroes is better than the one in Journey Together. And then they talk about in Zorark. Like, bro, that Salamence is a fucking beautiful card. I love that Salamence. Doesn't get the respect it deserves. I agree, Brandon. Okay, Choo Choo, yeah. I will I'll post it. I'll post it like literally as soon as this video. Give me like 2 minutes. I should be able to edit the description, and I'll put it in there. Or I'll if not, I'll make a post. You know, like I said, 10 minutes after the video gets taken down after we cancel it, I'll make another post for it. So yeah, I agree, Brandon. Like honestly, I'm not opposed. I'm not personally doing it, but I'm not opposed to paying. Man, let's see. Like Walmart, I know I bought my Ascended Heroes for $60 on Walmart. So if you can get Ascended Heroes $70, do it. You know, obviously do whatever you want. It's your money to do it. But like, yeah, like $70. But I think Ascended Heroes is like almost at 130 already. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not. I got I got my Pokemon Center ETB. We get another drop. I'll get two more of those. And those will do fantastic long term, right? But as far as normal ATPs, I'm not paying $130 for a product that literally came out what a month ago, and especially when we're about to get the booster bundles, we don't know what's going to happen. The booster bundles could get flooded like crazy. I'll tell you what though, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens with GameStop at some point because GameStop they were like under market 20-30%, and now they're pretty much at market or above market. And I saw Inept, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Discord, Inept sent a picture of the coming up pre-orders for GameStop, and I'm 99% sure that it said $300 for the Chaos Rising booster box. I- If that's right, that's fucking crazy. And like if GameStop's still doing that, all like if we have a complete just fall off of the market, one day we're hot, the next day you wake up and you're like, holy shit, what has happened? Bro, you you know they are they're not they're gonna fight it the whole way down. And so I think it's extremely dumb what they're doing. I really do. I hope Pokemon cooks them. I hope Pokemon punishes them hard and honestly, like, doesn't give them shit at some point. Again, I don't know if that's 100% right. Inept can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure from what I saw in the picture he sent, it was 300 bucks, which is absolutely stupid. TCG player right now is 275. Yeah, Journey Together. I expect great things from Journey Together. I do have the Articuno. My son wanted it when I I got my Blastoise and I got my daughter the Gardevoir from Mega Evolutions like a month ago. So we got the Articuno. I think that's going to do very well long term. But yeah, Journey Together. If Journey Together, right now at the price point, not happening. I'm not paying 270 for it. Um, but if I can get it probably around the like at 200 at some point, I think it's going to do phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, and I will have one when it's about to go out of rotation. I will pay whatever the price is of it, but right now, not happening. Let's see, hard pass, but I'm a Timmy. 300 crazy GameStop prices again. We can buy Sword and Shield for like 500. Absolutely, absolutely. We were just talking about that. Brilliant Stars, 500. Super out of print. Never gonna get reprinted again. Brand new Chaos Rising set, very small set. The Greninja, we'll look at it tomorrow for Ninja Spinner. I think we'll say 300 was for Ninja Spinner last time I looked. So what, 500? 500 English? Maybe, depending on what the market does with it. I don't see it being 800, $1,000 card. Um, yeah, three, 300 bucks is just fucking stupid. It just is. I'm sorry. I hope people don't pay for it, but they will. Yeah, Brandon Lambo was actually talking about the Koraidon and Maridon in his most one of his most recent videos. Pokey Lambo, he really likes those cards too, and those Pokemon. So a lot of people. So that seems like a good play, especially if you got it for like what do you say, like 10, 20 bucks, 20, 25 bucks, 30 bucks combined. I think a lot of people will like it. So yeah, $300 for a the newest set to come out. Just that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Like especially like collecting wise. I looked out during together. Lilies Clefairy. Just a couple facts. I do like that set a lot. Oh, that's awesome. Like I said, I like the Lilies Clefairy too, but I personally like Ascended Heroes better. I think that the best card is the Salamence. I'm very, again, that's just me though. I think the Salamence looks cool. I think that the artwork looks really cool. He's flying through the clouds. It does a little bit more for me. I'm not a big Zoroark fan. I know it's in Zoroark, but you got the Whale Lord, you've got Articuno. I think it's going to be like a fusion strike. I really truly do. I think it's going to be like a fusion strike, and it's going to surprise people. I agree, Brandon, but I don't know. Maybe I need to ask Whack. his opinion because he said 250 for the Zygarde, which was wrong. But when the first sales started happening, it was sitting at 250. So I don't know. Maybe like I'm ultra bullish on the brand new cards because I think I thought like 400 for the Zygarde, 350 to 400. Um, I'm just trying to think of like the Japanese what the Japanese card's going for. So if the Japanese card is going for $300, I mean I gotta feel like it's gonna be around there, if not a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So, but also we don't know. Like the Greninja from Twilight, it was last time I looked, it was starting to get pumped up too. Um, so I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. Obviously, the closer we get to Chaos Rising, Ninja Spinner will go down in price, and so maybe we'll look at a $350 card. I hope so. I don't want to see any more cards. I don't want to see any more cards come out of the gate at 600, 700, 800, 900, $1,000. I don't. I want them to come out at you know 300, 200. Hell, I'd be happy 150. Like when I looked at Mega Evolutions today on TCG Player, everything was under $200. The Mega Ultra 200, the Zygarde 140, Meowth 130, the Starmie, which was selling all day on eBay at 110, $70. Rose's Encouragement, I can't remember, like $100. So I was very happy to see the prices. I just hope, what I hope is not going to happen is that we're going to see them really low, or not really low, but like what they're at right now, and then they go up, um, because people are buying them. Like the Zygarde had crazy volume of product bought. So that's why I wanted to wait until Sunday to make a video, to give it a couple of days to see what's going to happen. So what I hope though is people weren't like, "Hey, we need to mass dump these." Everybody just kept shooting lower, 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 and then people are buying them, so they're going to start raising up the prices, and we don't go from $150 Zygarde to a $250 Zygarde. Um, but we are in a crazy market right now, so you never truly know. Let's see. By the way, your district guy didn't give you much. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. And don't forget the SE base at ETBs. Yeah. Yeah. I know you said the ETBs, but maybe that's what I was talking about. I don't know if you actually ever said the cards, but I definitely remember you saying the ETBs. Yeah. Yeah. We need Pokemon to just shit the bed with Gen 10. At least for the first couple sets. Give us a break. Give us a break. I don't think they're wrong. I just don't think it should be more than Twilight Greninja. I agree, man. I agree. But like I think if you were to do a poll, it's like a 50-50 split between the new Greninja and the old Greninja. A lot of people are like, I don't like the old Greninja because of the whole pizza splatter stuff. Um, I like the colors. I like the color of the new Greninja better. I do like the pinks and the blues and kind of like the bubbly effects of it, but I just don't like the Greninja. I think that the other Greninja looks cooler. I also, so for me, Twilight Masquerade Greninja is what I would prefer, but I definitely could see why some people would like the newer one. I just feel like you can't really see the Greninja that well. With Twilight, you get to see the whole Greninja. This one, they just jammed it into the top of the card. You like see its head. So I don't know. Yeah, I agree. And I think we have Perfect Order should be cheap. Chaos Rising should be cheap. I think it'll be more expensive than Perfect Order, but like I said, I think it's like 50-50. And then Darkrai should be pretty cheap as well. Yeah, again, I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I hope we just see these cards either settle, you know, at their prices they're at right now, or they continue to go down, like how we saw with Phantasmal Flames, where really there's the Charizard and everything else is what, $50 or less. Um, that's what I hope to see. I hope every single maybe one card's like 100, uh, but even to see the Mega Ultra Rare, the gold card, $200. It is Zygarde, but still very hard card to pull. That's the first time we've seen that. So I'm very, like I said, I'm very interested. I think I want to keep an eye on it for like at least a couple weeks, and then and just see how it performs. And I hope we continue down that path. Yeah, like a pump and dump, Brandon. Yeah, I just don't want to see. I like I said, I just don't want to see cards go from 150 to like 250, 300, really start to climb and take off. That's what I don't want to see. And to be honest, like if the booster boxes keep climbing, fuck the booster box. I'm not worried about it. If the cards can continue to go down or stay where they're at, I'm honestly pretty happy with where most of the cards are price wise. What promos are we looking forward to? I really like the Luxray, the Luxray promo for Perfect Door. I think that's cool. Other than that, I'm not. There's not really any promos I can think of off the top of my head that I'm excited for. Um, I hope let's pump the Meowth, keep everything else where it is, or keep it continuing to go down. I'm not looking at 20% retracements on. Let's just gradual decline down until we get it's that sweet spot um like 50, $50, $50 or less. I'd be happy with that. If the Meowth is a $200, $250 card, I don't care. Whatever. But um, the rest of the cards, I'd be happy. I, I think I think what we should see is we should see like what we're seeing with Phantasmal Flames, where there's no, as far as I'm aware, could be wrong, but there's no other card over $50 besides the two Charizards. Um, I think there will be one card that climbs because they're gonna have to. Eventually, people are gonna wise up and be like, "Hey, why am I paying $250 for this booster box when the best card I can get, even the gold card, is $200?" So they'll have to pump something up, um, or else just logically the box can't hold at that price. That's what I think, at least. So, but obviously, we don't have the Charizard. Meowth isn't strong enough. The card art's not that strong. The Zygarde's not that strong. I don't see any card that could even be a fraction comparable to the Charizard to justify a higher premium on the box. The Clefairy, yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm happy with the Clefairy being like 25, $30. It's not too bad, especially when you look at the Psyduck. Psyduck, $70. It was $100 when City Heroes first came out. The Meowth, the Wooper from Phantasmal Flames when those first came out. Even the Piplup is more than that. So I'm it's honestly it seems to make sense. It really truly does. It all seems to just be logical. Besides the booster box, obviously. Yeah, I'm not sure, Inept. I don't know. I don't think so. From the promos that I saw, there's several different like singles, like single blister. There's a couple different options, and then with I think it's is it 2 pack? Like the 2 pack is normally like it should have. Uh, I think there's a Charizard and no, it's not Charizard. I don't know. There's like different evolution lines. I made a video about Perfect Order and went over it, but I don't know what the. I mean, it's the same card that's in Perfect Order, Deluxe Ray. It's just got a Perfect Order stamp on it. But other than that, there's no real crazy promos. There's not like a Haunter or Meloetta or anything like that. They're just half art cards with like stamp on them. So it's a large group of 25-year-old. Yeah, dude. When I go to Walmart now, you'll see everybody. They'll park on the opposite side over by the plants. And they'll come in. They'll do their walk by through the card aisle. Then they'll go straight to the right to go back to the toy aisle to go look at Pokemon. And then you'll see people that are coming back from the toy aisle, and they'll be looking over at the card aisle. It's just grown men are checking out cards. Everybody is. So it's pretty crazy, and people don't want to be caught on camera, so they probably got boys trying to fight off people that are going to record them. But somebody told you that Chaos Rising wasn't good in chat earlier. I can't remember who. I don't know who would have said that. Yeah, I mean they had the single one, but it was the which one was it? I can't remember the name now. Is it Marina? Think so. I think that was one. But they had a bunch of single check lane blisters, but it was just one Macaina. Yeah, it was just it was all just that one. So I was like, I'm good. I just picked up 4 packs, ripped them open. Everything I've seen has been, yeah, I agree 100%. But I mean, obviously, Brandon, people are going to agree to disagree, and that's fine. That's fine. Let them like Perfect Order. I like Chaos Rising more. But here's what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen, guys. Everyone's going to say that Chaos Rising looks like butt. They're not interested. Chaos Rising comes out. They go to their stores. They buy up Chaos Rising. They like Chaos. They open up Chaos Rising. They like Chaos Rising. We love Chaos Rising. Chaos Rising's the best. We've seen this set after set after set after set. No shit, Thomas. That was at your local Target. By the way, Thomas, I was probably, well, I don't actually, I don't know. Are you familiar with like Goodlettsville, Tennessee? It's kind of around Franklin-ish. But I was thinking, I was working, I was like, I am probably like right at the road from Thomas. Yeah. No, Thomas. People are gonna be nice to you in a uniform for sure. They like it until nobody wants it anymore. Yeah, dude. Everyone's liking stuff until the next hot is set, and then they move on. Just like I don't know. How do we feel about the Dragonite though? I I feel like a lot of people hated on it, but when when you I don't know. I feel like a lot of people hated on the Dragonite, but I feel like a lot of people also aren't talking about the Dragonite. I feel like it's kind of like staying still, where it's at. So does that mean that people like it now, or people just don't really care? I haven't kept an eye on it, but I mean, it seems like it's pretty stagnant to what it's doing. The Makita Pro was pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I did think it was pretty cool, but it was like, I don't know, $7, and I was like, "Oh, I'm okay." And then when I got to the checkout, I was like, "I'm gonna pick up 4 packs," because my kids already picked up some packs earlier in the day, and I was like, "I wanna be able to rip something." So, I just went ahead and picked up 4 packs. So, I got, like, a full art Poképad, a full art, um, I can't remember what the other one was. Full art Tarragon, um, a full art Salazzle, I think? So, pink background. I think that's right. I can't remember what else. Oh, and then reverse hollow, reverse hollow Gengar, which that thing got sleeved. It is a really cool card. Yeah, sure. Yeah, dude, that guy was finger fucking those cards bad. Like it in game, but the card just ain't it for you. Wait for the Dragonite Evolving Skies. Yeah, I think the Evolving Skies Dragonite is way better. Way better. I mean, super cute, girly card, but yeah, I just think that the Dragonite it's very simplistic. Dragonite looks really playful. Just kind of like flying, floating, falling down. I don't know. I'm a big fan of it. A Shinji Konda Mega Victory Bell, like SIR. That could be pretty cool. I, you know what though? I would prefer a normal Victory Bell. I don't like, I don't like. It's got the rope around its mouth, and it's just got like its eyeballs right there. I think, but like a Shinji Konda, like kind of like the Giratina, the Shinji Konda promo. Sorry guys, my brain is not completely working tonight because I'm fried. Not as bad as an Epto, um, but the Shinji Konda promo from the Mega Charizard UPC, um, like that kind of background, but like with a victory bell would be pretty cool. I mean, I'm sure he can make. They can make the Mega Victory Bell pretty cool as well. I just think it's a little goofy. Here's the thing, Brandon. Let me ask you this question. Let's say the Mega Gengar came out, right? And when the Mega Gengar came out, let's say you get it for 100 and let's say $150. Would you still feel the way that you feel, or would you? Because if I think about it, would that be my top card of Ascended Heroes? No, it would not be. But I think at $150, I would probably be like, okay, I need to pick that card up at some point. But the fact that it's 1,100 bucks, yeah, at 1,100 bucks, you got to blow my mind. Yeah, Blab. All they did was put a GameStop stamp on it. No, I agree. I agree with that, you too, 100%. But I still think that the Gengar that's in perfect order, there's something about it, like with that red electric field kind of whatever's going on around it. I think it's a cool card. So I'm not going to have an army of them, that's for sure. But I pulled one, the reverse hollow. I'm like, I'm gonna sleeve it. What's the worst that can happen? You know, it looks cool. It's a cool half art. And like the halucha, I really like the halucha in there. They did a pretty good job with some of these half art artworks. Like I think it's an enjoyable opening experience for me personally. Yes, or choreo. Thank you. Yeah, we need fairy energy back. Need a few more for the page of Oratorio promos. Yeah, beautiful promo. Beautiful promo. I've got one. I probably need to pick up another one, but we'll see. I'm not in any rush. 100 bucks raw, 250 PSA 10, no more. 1100 bucks insulting my fucking intelligence. I agree. I agree. Now I could see that card. I could see the Mega Gengar being 1100 bucks at some point, right? Right now, no, no. I agree. The megas, the EXs are done very good in the mega. I do like them. They added a little bit of like extra shiny pop to them, with like the star pattern. But I feel like EXs have kind of. I feel like people are over EXs now. Let me know what you guys think about that. But it's. I feel like people don't care for EXs anymore. It's like, oh, I got an EX. I want, you know, like a lot of people I feel like don't care about the IRs. You know, it's like we got to move on from the EXs. We got to figure out what um, the next step up is. You know, Eh, I hate the extra Scarlet Violet. Yeah, absolutely. I love the new Mega EXs. I think are great. Yeah, the Cosmo. No, I agree. I agree. I don't care for the X's. Yeah, like when you pull an EX, I know for me personally, like unless it's one of like unless it's a Pokemon like I really really like, I'm just kind of like okay, you know, like when I watch videos and people are like, oh, I pulled I got we have 16 hits or 18 hits, and they're counting the EXs. I understand EXs are considered a hit, but for me, I'm like, are they are they really? You know, I feel like most people look at them as like common cards now. You know, uh, or you know, like your reverse hollows, or you know, just I feel like it's IR. You either want to see IRs or you want to see the SIR. Personally, so I never loved EX cards unless the hollow and artwork both hit. Yeah, exactly, exactly. No, 100% would rather have IRs than EX, even though. Yeah, agree, agree. Yeah, I don't consider them a hit either. I think they're bulk. I consider them like bulk at this point. I think most people do, honestly. Um, but technically, when you watch videos of like people opening, they'll go, okay, we got like especially Nostalgianomics when he's doing like his rip and chips and stuff. He'll say like he did a video the other day and he was talking about the pull rates. He's like, oh, the pull rates are really good. You get 16 to 18 hits a booster box. Well, and then you watch his rip and chips and he's counting EXs as hits. And I don't agree with that, you know. And even Danny Phantom, he'll do his like rip and chips or you know, his packs when you people buy them. And he counts the EXs as hits. So yeah, like I've got tons of EXs. I just put them in with my bulk. Um, I give them away to some of the littler kids in the family. I'm sure like someday maybe some of them will be worth, you know, I don't know, $10. But right now, you know, you guys know if you open up anything, you run out of room pretty quick unless you got a massive house or something. So, but EXs just don't, for the most part, excite me. It's just you know, like I think the Meowth for Perfect Order. I think the Meowth from Perfect Order is a pretty good artwork. as far as EX wise, but I'm not gonna like jump for joy pulling a EX. I was just curious. I didn't know if that made me sound like a douche flute. Like I don't. It's not even about the money. I don't even care about the money. It's not that all the EXs are only worth like a quarter. I could care less about that. It's just. I guess they're better than nothing, right? You would rather have an EX than nothing. But when I get an EX, I'm like, oh, I wish that was an illustration rare. The SIR Meowth is an EX. I wouldn't say it's that bad. It's definitely a full art with some added features to it. But again, some people like the Meowth. So EXs. Honestly, I think that's when you know the market is cooked. Is when people are grading their EXs and get into what's what in some depending on the EX, maybe a couple bucks, but most of them are a quarter, 50 cents, maybe a dollar. You grade it in a 10, you're able to get it at like $100 to sell to somebody. So, you know, for me, when I think about people are grading like I said, half arts or hollow, reverse hollows or EXs and selling them for $100. Like I'm not paying $100 for an ultra modern Charizard from Phantasmal Flames. I think that's stupid. But that's just me personally. Again, everybody's different. So yeah, Blab, you better marry her because if not, she might she might just take your Pokemon cards one day. You're gonna come home and all that shit's gonna be gone. You'll be one mad guy. By the way, Blab, when is your I know Henry last live that I watched, he said that you and Bondiggle, he was doing lives with some like different people at different days. I'm obviously not watching the Bondiggle one. Uh, the guy just, you can tell he's an arrogant piece of shit. But I don't know. Have you talked to Henry and gotten a live book down yet? Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like throw. I don't know what they could do. I don't know what they could do to make the EXs. Maybe add. You know what they could do? They could probably add a little bit of a background. I feel like to the card. So don't make it a full IR, but make it a little bit more closer to an IR. Maybe like a happy medium between an EX and IR. Just add a little bit more extra background. I think that could just a little change could make a huge difference. Full art at best. Always brutal. April for sure. Well, just yeah, let me know, Blab. I probably won't watch any of the rest of them, but as long as it's not too late, I'll probably come by. At least say hello. But I'm not interested in watching most of the other people he's got on. They can. I can't say about the rest of them. I don't know who else he's got. I know he's got that Bondigo guy on, which is I can't. I'm not even gonna say it. Yeah. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. But the only thing that I've been contemplating just coming up, like going into the chat like as soon as it starts, because Henry always reads it off and just saying some crazy shit during that live. But it's probably best I don't. It's probably best I don't. So I'm going to have to just keep my mouth shut. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you gotta be careful when it's girlfriends. I mean, even wives. Hell, you know, Y- if you got if you got wives, just don't piss them off, man. That's why I tell my wife all the time. I'm putting all this stuff is for the kids. She rips up my cards. That's okay. I mean, it's probably, I don't know, a couple thousand maybe in cards that I have currently right now. That's okay. You can always get those, but like, so I don't think she'd ever do that. But some people will. Some people will. Yeah, that's right. That's right, White Camper. Don't say it. I already get enough trouble for saying just how I feel. That's a great point, Adapt. Absolutely great point because they'll also put EXs as promos for like collection boxes and stuff. So they want it to be shiny and kids, stuff like that, or for like birthday. So that's a good point. Oh, you just pulled Eradicate IR? Nice. Yeah, Choo Choo. I was talking about, do your cards feel, how typically when you open up cards, you can just like go through them quickly. My cards that I opened earlier in my sleeve packs, they felt sticky. Like not all of them did, but they didn't move as freely. And then I would grab a card and then another card was stuck to it. Like not like stuck, but like I had to try to really separate it, like slide it. They instead of just freely fall, like flowing. Another lone survivor situation. No, no, we're not doing any lone survivor situations. I've been very vocal about the 1%. Um, I am just surprised. Yeah, I can't say on a public. Um, I'll just say I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they are getting the opportunity to go onto a live because that's not what I was told. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I think it's more brutal than tearing up. I don't know, man. I would at least it's not torn up, so you can still enjoy it. Where if it's ripped in half or into pieces, like there's no enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? Where like say I don't know, say something happened, right? My wife got super mad at me, and then she just lost her shit and cut the the wrap off of the boxes. At least I could still open up the packs, or my kids could open up the packs and enjoy opening up the packs. Where if she just incinerated them, you don't get to enjoy it. At least that's how I look at it. Ink fresh. Yeah, that's just what I experienced. I've never experienced that before. I've never had it where they felt, I don't know. I don't know what the right word for it is. It just felt grippy, like really grippy. By the way, guys, those graded guards are the dumbest things. They're so fucking stupid. Gengar fans going crazy? Absolutely. Absolutely they are. With their Fusion Strike, you're gonna see Fusion Strike Gengars going up to the moon now, the alt arts. Well, they ran a cover board store. I got you. Yeah, no, I mean it still sucks. But like a little pinhole through your comic book isn't as big of a deal as just completely and utterly destroyed. Yeah, I get it. I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna pee. Give me like 30 seconds. Oh, Brooks gotta go. Red Bull kicked in. Yeah. You guys hear me okay? Cotton candy one for me. I don't know. I, well, I have the Terrestrial Festival Sylveon. Beautiful card. Really like that card. Um, I could see it. I could see how some people would feel that way as far as liking the Sylveon. I do want to get not a graded guard, but I do want to get some sort of, you know, graded guard protector. Just obviously one that's not like hundreds of dollars for my daughter's Sylveon. I personally like the Umbreon better, but I could definitely see how some people would like the uh, the Sylveon better. I think they're both great cards. Exactly, inept. Exactly. Just buy the knockoffs, man. Drain the Cobra. Nah. What's they just had? I don't know. Something small, not a snake, like a slug or something. Duskull, Duskull. Yeah, like imagine. Well, Duskull's probably big in the anime, but just think of a small worm with wings, little wings. Drain the Duskull. No, that's not the name of it. What's the one in Ascended Heroes? The little is it? It's Duskull, isn't it? No, that's not right. What's the little purple worm thing? You know, from Ascended Heroes, the IR. I probably have it right. No, it's not Wiglet or Witrio. No, it's that little. I don't know if it's little. It's the purple thing with worms. No, Dustox. Yes, not no, not earthworm. That's too big. Too big. It's tiny, tiny, tiny. Unlike unlike what you said in the goon room in those messages that you showed. Good place to get a graded guard. Oh, I don't know, man. Like, are you talking about the legit graded guards? You know what's too? They're talking about Gen 10, a new Umbreon. They're talking about new Umbreon for Gen 10. Somebody said a rock Pokemon, like a rock Umbreon, or not Umbreon, evolution. I think that would be stupid because there was Krabby cards, Krabby's Corner, whatever. He was talking about, oh, it could be brown. We already have a brown. We have Eevee. What are you gonna do? Like make it look like just boulders? So I think a dragon would be really cool. Poison would be really cool as well. Metal. I mean, there's so many options that they could do. What would the normal evolution be? I mean, I feel like Eevee has to be pretty much a normal evolution, no? Or are you talking about kind of like how Vulpix goes into Ninetales, you know? So maybe just like a bigger, more, I don't know, majestic, beautiful looking Eevee? I could see that. That'd be cool. Your first graded card day? What'd you get, Blood? Flying Eevee? Yeah, I think a lot of people are talking about like Dragon, with it being all Indonesian. Like Indonesia. Apparently, we're supposed to be getting like a Dragon Legendary. So maybe we get like a Dragon Eevee or or some sort of flying Eevee. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are some cool options that they could do, for sure. But when I heard we need a rock one, I just don't know how you're going to make a rock one, you know? Like, I feel like you still got to make Eevee look cute, you know? I just don't see how they would make that work, but I'm sure they'll find one way. They'll find a way to do it. And then the question, though, is does that affect prismatic evolutions? Because it now no longer has a god pack with all the evolutions. Or does it do nothing? See, Brandon, that's crazy. I love Komodo dragons. If they do a Komodo dragon or something that resembles a Komodo dragon, bro, that would be like my new favorite Pokemon. As long as it looks like fierce and look, yeah, like I love Komodo dragons. They are the coolest shit ever. Rayquaza Eevee, oh man, the bull runs back, baby. We're going balls to the wall. Ace Roll is Mischief, ultra rare, PSA 10 for $40. Nice. Awesome card. There you go. Bug, dragon, fighting, flying, ghost, ground, poison, rock, and steel. Yeah. I would say dragon, fighting, flying, ghost. I think ghost would be really cool too. There are some good options. I just don't know about the ground one, like the ground and rock. The rest of them, I think would be really cool. Oh, you're saying if they don't do it. Okay, I thought you said if they do that. That's I was like, bro, you're crazy. Yeah, yeah, I think that would be I think that would be like a just kind of no duh play to do. Um and then I guess, because like Indonesia is like big snakes, like snakes in general, which I know snakes are kind of weird. I mean, they've got Sandaconda, they got Arbok, Superior, but um I guess Arbok is like a king cobra. Maybe they do like a reimagining of it, but they're gonna have dragons already. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool to get like a real like a I don't know, some sort of monitor style Pokemon. We'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to I hope Gen 10 is not until November of next year. I hope it's earlier in the year, but we'll see. I mean, obviously, by the time Gen 10 comes out, we'll already know the legendaries, starters, evolutions, all the different Pokemon. So we'll know sooner than later. I'll tell you what, though, shouldn't we get the numbers? Um, shouldn't we get the printing numbers for last year, like this month, right? In April? Oh, thank you, Thomas. Sorry, buddy. I just saw it. Hope you have a good one. Umbreon would cook a ghost Pokemon. I mean, I think honestly, isn't like Umbreon like the top evolution? I feel like it is. Like even in the anime, when we were watching, the first couple seasons of it, I felt like they made Umbreon to be pretty badass. So I think Ghost would be really cool though. The only problem is they couldn't really, which I mean, I guess Gengar isn't. He looks like solid. I would almost like, how in Yu-Gi-Oh they have the Ghost cards where you have to look at it in different angles to be able to see. But if you look at it straight up, it's really hard to see the 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 Yu-Gi-Oh character. That would be really cool. But I understand that'd be really hard for Pokemon to do something like that. It's almost like a gimmick. It's almost like a gimmick to be able to. So they couldn't do it for like the commons and uncommons and stuff like that. But that would be really cool though. Yeah, sort of. Yeah, Brandon, I'm pretty sure you don't know much about Yu-Gi-Oh, but like Choo said, they're called ghost rares. But if you ever get the chance, watch a video of it. Like if you're looking at it straight up, you can't see it, but when you turn it different ways, you can see it. That's why they call it like a ghost rare. It's essentially you look at the card straight up, it's invisible, and then you look at it different angles, and you can actually see like a dark magician or dark magician girl or whatever the ghost rares are. That would be really cool. That'd be a really cool concept, but Pokemon's obviously not going to do that. Nice blood. So, are you not at your booth this weekend? Hexion, the Ghost evolution. Yeah, but Hex that would I don't know. Hexion would almost need to be like a witch. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like a ghost. I don't know. I mean, it's not a terrible name. I just when I think about hex, I think of like spells, um, witches. You know what I'm saying? For Mega 35, it was a PSA 9. Dude, is Lily's really $35? I gotta pick the SIR. Are you talking about the SIR? Because if it's $35, I gotta pick up that card. Yeah, I got you. I got you, Brandon. We'll look at it. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get like a picture um, or something tomorrow if you come to the live. Yeah. No, I mean I could definitely like I can definitely see what you're talking about. I mean it's not a bad name at all. I actually like the name. I'm just trying to think of I mean like Gengar. Gengar doesn't have anything to do about Ghost. So they could call it whatever they wanted to, I guess. But it'd be cool. Yeah. Honestly, I would love a dragon evolution. I think that would be super cool. Flying would be a little bit weird if they try to just like stick wings on it. Maybe they'll stick wings on its head. Maybe the Dragonite is a sign of things to come. Yeah. No, I definitely I see what you're saying. I'm trying to think. So what would even be like what would you like what do you think that they would name a flying evolution? Hey, we don't need to, right? We're not Pokemon. We don't have to come up with a name for an evolution, you know? It's almost like glide Glideon or like Hexion or um yeah, like you just come up with you just add Eon to the end of it. Some punny on exactly. Bunch of good cards in that shit box. Saw tag for 15. Yeah, dude, people are shitting on tag, man. I tell you what, like okay, I need your all's opinions. Flybrion, maybe. I need your all's opinions. Do you think so? You guys know my plan. My plan is at the end of the year, I'm gonna get a Korean Umbreon from Terrestrial Festival. Yes, they are. And then I'm gonna get a Japanese. My original plan was to get a PSA 10 for strictly investment purposes. That is like the one of the most transparent investments I can tell you guys. Or should I get a tag 10, which will probably be slightly cheaper? And I personally like the tag slabs better than PSA. But you have to take into consideration I am getting I'm getting the Japanese because I like the texturing too. But the Japanese is strictly like investing. So should I just stick with PSA, knowing that more than likely PSA is the top dog, top liquidity? Do I take a chance with tag? Because I tell you what, I do think tag is going to be an up and comer. I don't think they're going to take over PSA. I think PSA is PSA, unfortunately, but I do think that there'll be a big dog at some point. Yeah, that's what's so hard about it is because like I don't want to believe in PSA. Don't get me wrong. I hate PSA. Like, no offense to anybody that has PSA, you know. I think their slabs are ugly. I think that their plates that they they're people say that they like them because they look like a ticket. I think that's cap. I think that's bullshit. I think that they use that as an excuse to just because of the liquidity side of it. Um, I personally like tag slabs better, but I also don't. I don't know. I mean, I guess worst case scenario would be, but the only problem is if I don't want to get left with a PSA slab though. So what if one day PSA is ass? What if tag takes over, or maybe Rudy? What is it? PCG? PCG takes over. Very unlikely, but what if they do? And I'm stuck with a PSA slab that I don't care for. I'm probably overthinking. I probably just have to get a PSA one. But hey, Blab, I didn't shoot any. I didn't shoot any shots. I just said people say that. I don't buy it. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Choo Choo is like, does tag because I'm not. I mean, the card is like a long term hold. Like I'm 5, 10 plus years, if not longer. So do I just I don't know. But like at the same time, it is like I am not strictly doing it for investing, but like the majority of it is like just for investment. That's why I'm buying the Korean card. Yeah, that is really cool. That is really cool that Tag is starting to like. What I think though is going to happen though. What is like for me personally, like personal collection. I'm gonna go with Tag from now on. But I think what's going to happen is PSA is going to have to adapt, and all they're going to do is start to be more transparent. And like Tag is just going to make them have to do things that they don't want to do. Um, but they're going to have to do it to be able to stay on top of them. And I think PSA is going to do that. So, but I mean, like I said, I love the Tag slabs. I love how clear they are. I think they look super clean. Um, it's just one of those, in an ideal world, I'll tell you what I would love to have more than anything. Would love to have my Korean card. I would love to have a Japanese, and I would love to have a Tag Umbreon at some point, like the English version, and do that whole background, where you can the extended art. Oh man, that would be like that's one of my. I think I'll make that like a 2 year, like the next 2 years. That'll be my goal, and it doesn't have to be a PSA or a Tag 10, but I definitely want to get that card in a Tag slab, even if it's ungraded. I think that'd be really cool. If the bull run is like a pass for the Korean companies. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, like I said, I think the Japanese uh, would be for investment wise. Yeah, I agree. I want a PSA, but I don't really care for the look of them. CGC has awesome comics. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I just wanted to know. I wanted to know your all's thoughts on that because, like I said, I've been super transparent about that being a PSA card. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that for sure. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like that PSA 10 Umbreon that I'm going to get by the end of this year, I will get it, or a Tag 10 Umbreon, whichever one. I will get. I will get some form of a graded guide to complete the whole, experience of it. Just 'cause again, I'm just a super big fan of that card. I pulled it in English. It was a beautiful card. I shouldn't have got rid of it. So. Um, I don't think you need to get graded guards or even, bumper guards for every single slab you have. But I think some of those like really special cards to you, it doesn't hurt to accessorize it a little bit. Uh, I agree. I agree, Brandon. Yeah, I think the good thing about Tag is it's going to kind of force PSA, especially the more that PSA fucks up and the more that Tag continues to grow and people start to become more confident in Tag. I think it's only going to be better things for the grading community. And I do think a lot of people put a lot of stock into graded cards too. We could see, I'm sure a bunch of you guys remember back in the day where, your raw card was more expensive than some of your graded cards because like grading was just kind of like a weird thing. And I think we could get back to a point like that where your graded cards may do more than your raw cards. No, I will never get. I'm talking about, I don't know, 10, 20 bucks. I don't even know what the different, like, I've seen some of them, but I'm not paying like 50, 100, 200, 300, $1,000 for this super limited edition graded card. That's just the dumbest shit, in my opinion. So Blab, if you get chosen, do you have to, do, like, how much do they cost? I guess would be my answer, my question to that. Like, is it because it's a limited edition you have to pay 100 bucks, or is it? I don't know. I don't even know what normal graded cards go for. Yeah, no, I'm never reordering with PSA ever, and not anytime soon. Yeah, blood. Just make sure the biggest thing, especially if you can see the card in person before you buy it. Don't buy the label. Buy the card. Like, just because it says it's a 10, especially with PSA, does not mean it's a 10. Catch you later. All right, Whackhammer. Thanks for coming by, buddy. Have a good one. Appreciate you. 20 bucks. So what do you have to do? You just go onto Graded Guard and ask to be invited, and then they let you know if you got the opportunity to buy one or not. Normal Graded Guards are 8 bucks, 10 standard, 20 for like these dope. Okay. Well, you basically enter as a raffle. Got you. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm I'm not fancy like that, guys. I guess the fanciest thing I do is smoke 2 cigars a week. But that's to celebrate the fucking weekend, you know what I'm saying? And freeze my ass off talking to you guys. 24 hours open to anybody. Right now, 9 hours and less to enter. No, I mean, blood. Don't, like I said, don't worry about it. But like, just because, just because it says it's a 10 doesn't mean it's a 10. And just like, for example, you could see a card that's an 8, and if you look over it really close, it may not be an 8. It could be possibly a 10. So just be careful, because I was watching the Card Lounge, and Robo was talking about a light truck toxicity from Celebrations, from the I believe it was the lunchbox, if I'm correct. And he was talking about how it was a PSA 10, and it went for like 20, it was like 2,500 bucks, something like that. And then on the back, though, like the whole top of the back was white, just beat to shit. But it was a 10, but it truly wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful of that. Right now in the market, it's probably fine. People are just going to say, "Oh, it's a 10." They're going to buy it. But, at slow periods, people are going to look at it and be like, I'm not paying 2K for that. No, it wasn't. I didn't. I've heard of the Mankey. I have not seen the Mankey, but this was a light toxicity from celebrations, because I guess people are trying to complete their celebrations right now. It was a PSA 10, but I heard the Mankey was shot too. So Blab, have you hit any of the drops or raffles or whatever they're called? Oh, did he pay 20K for that Mankey? Well, it's like here's the thing, and I do think that the new Charizard, is a little bit different. But Choo Choo told me last week that the Charizard from Phantasmal Flames, we all know, PSA 10 is going for like 20. Last I heard, 26 or 2.6K. Right? It's got an 80% gem rate. Why are we paying 2.6K for that? Now I understand its raw value is like 700, but with an 80% gem rate, I mean, I feel like maybe 1400. Um, the prices are crazy right now. I don't know. No, I don't know. Um, More like 300. Yeah, I mean, I agree. Like that Charizard's very overpriced for what it is. I mean, that's just the way the market is right now, you know. Eventually it should be that price, but uh I'm really interested about this graded guard. She says just a purple one. That'd be pretty cool with the Sylveon. So what do I do? Do I just go on what is with graded guard and just put my email in, or am I screwed right now because I'm late? I'm not even looking to resell it. Is it like solid purple? Just sign up for it at 9 a.m. If you win, they will let you know. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Brandon. Like with it being an 80% gem rate, I mean, I understand it's a super cool card, but that's a very high gem rate. So I can't do it right now, Choo Choo. I'll have to do it after this live. You have 7 hours left until they close the raffle. Okay. But like it doesn't matter at what time, at least from what you guys understand, it doesn't matter at what time you enter. Just as long as you enter before it closes. Yeah, that was quite Blab, that was quite the words purple to clear gradient with sparkle. I don't think I've ever heard you talk that way. You filthy scalper, um, investor, scammer 3000. Brandon, you want to get some matching, you want to try to get some matching purple soda, whatever this thing's called. I don't know. Sounds fun. Fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? I didn't hit on the SPCs today. I didn't hit on the booster box. Worst case, no. Hopefully, Inept gets my package out at some point. No, apparently it's the one that we're talking about right now. You can enter a raffle, and then they tell you, and then I guess Blab said it's like $20. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about, Blab. We're not talking about the graded guard. Wild times, guys. It would be an entry for me. No, I appreciate it, but you don't have to. I don't even know what it looks like, but purple does sound cool. I don't know what I put it on. It wouldn't go with the Terrapagos. I put on the Moltres. That'd be really cool. Probably piss a bunch of people off because you got to matchy matchy. Purple is one of your favorite colors. Well, there you go. Surely you got something. You got some sort of PSA card you could put it on. Can you? So here's the thing though: is graded guard only for PSAs, or do they do tags too? That would look fucking awesome with your XY Alakazam with the gold and the purple, and then the purple around it. Yeah, that would look really cool. Yeah, that would be nice. You don't like that? You don't like the Moltres decision? I would make that my thumbnail for like 5 weeks straight. No tag. They got CGC and okay, gotcha. Well, I was thinking, I got the Mew. It's not a PS. It's not a tag 10, but they need tag bad. I'd be surprised if they do. Yeah, that'd be really cool. So is that what a lot of people do? They just like go into raffles and win, or do they literally pay secondary market for this? I can't imagine it adds that much value to your card unless it's super, super, super limited edition. What Zard you going for, Blood? You going for the 151 Zard, the best Zard of all time? The fat boy, no Nick? Let me ask you guys this question. There's only 8 of you guys. Really, only 4 of you guys are talking. Let me ask you this. So, you guys know the video that I made about a certain individual recently telling old heads that they don't know, they need to adapt or they're going to die in the market because the market's changed forever. Well, the Pokey Gator, he was doing a live last night. And in the live, he did give out some misinformation about the whole Japanese stabbing, where he said it was about Pokemon cards when we all know that it wasn't. It was about stalking. Well, that individual said that he corrected Pokegator in the comments. You guys go look at the comments of the live, and that we need to be careful with misinformation. Now, my question to you guys, because I personally, that pissed me off when I saw that comment. Um, I feel like giving information, telling people that the market has changed forever. Now, I understand they're two separate things. Someone has died, but I feel like giving out information saying that the hobby has changed forever, we're never going back, is giving out misinformation. So it's almost hypocritical, and that's how I took it, as it's very hypocritical that they said to watch the information, make sure that we're not giving out misinformation, while they're saying that the market has changed forever and we're never going back. Um, but they're willing to correct PokeGator, which has been around for forever. And this person has only been around for like on YouTube like a year, making content the last couple months. I don't know. Whoever's in here, I saw you say something, Brandon, but I just wanted your guys' opinions. I also don't like this person. Like I said, I made a video about him, talked about him in this live. Don't like him. Think that they're just cocky piece of shit. So maybe I'm being a little hateful for that reason. It was a sin of the heroes mutually that stabbed a woman. I shouldn't laugh at that. That's pretty fucked up. Somebody did die. I'm gonna get canceled now. Brandon, damn you. Well, I mean, I am being hateful. Like, I don't. I mean, I guess hateful is a strong word. I strongly dislike this person. So I just didn't know if I was being ultra critical of that comment. Because I mean, I get it, right? Like one is definitely worse than the other, but at the same time, don't correct somebody on misinformation while you're also providing misinformation that is factually incorrect as well to somebody who's been around for a lot longer as well. Um, I don't know if you know them, Brandon. I mean, you've interacted with them. You know what I'm saying? Like I made a video about them. I talked about them in this live. So, and if I'm wrong, that's fine. That's why I ask. Been here for about 15 minutes. All you old heads can buy me. Yeah, get out here, Blab. They bullshit. Yeah, I mean, it's not about being right. I'm honestly just curious on how you guys would take that. Like, do you feel like that's two completely different things? I don't know. It really rubbed me the wrong way when I saw that. Which I mean, Gator did it. I've learned not to fight other people's battles. Um, Especially I don't know Gator that well, but he took it like a champ and said, "Yeah, I messed up," which he did mess up, right? But yeah, I don't know. Just curious. I got you, Brandon. I appreciate it. I appreciate the honesty. The guy who did that offed himself. No, it had nothing to do with Pokemon. The only thing it had to do with Pokemon is a chick worked there. Yeah, the chick worked there. She reported. So the whole backstory is she worked at the Pokemon um, center as a cashier. She reported months ago that the dude was stalking her ex boyfriend. They had police reports of him with a knife because in Japan you're not allowed to have guns. I guess they're really strict about guns, so everybody like it's like UK. All the British people stab each other. Um, and he showed up, did what he wanted to do, and then didn't want to deal with the consequences of his actions. So he did what he needed to do so he wouldn't deal with the consequences of his actions. So Dude, I'll tell you what. Um, go watch Blab, TCG market data, and he made a video the other day talking that like the title was like why your childhood is being ruined, and it was talking about how Blackstone bought PSA or like collectors, which is PSA, SGC, Beckett, and how over the last I don't know couple years, year two, they've increased the prices by like a certain percentage, and then with Pokemon, which is owned by Creatures and Nintendo, I think there's one other company, but like uh, back in the day, packs were they've only raised up the price of the packs by like 50 cents over the last 30 years. And it just and from what I've heard about Japan and just how the people are, they're respectful. People in America for the most part are not respectful. It's just yeah, like the way he did the video, I was like, yeah, dude, like us Americans just we ruin everything, just constant, greed and but I'm sure, I'm sure Japanese or Japan is the same way, man. I'm sure, people over in Japan think how, Americans are great or maybe not, but like they probably think that it's so different here too. Um so it's just it's how it is no matter where you are. You always think it's better other places, but from what I've heard, Japan's cool. I'll probably never go. I'm afraid to leave the States at this point. Like my wife at some point wants to go to Europe and I have no desire with how terrible everybody thinks Americans are. I'm good. Like I just want to stay in my state where it's safe. That's why I think it's not going to change Pokemon forever. Just as sad and unfortunate. Yeah, for sure. No, I mean I don't think it's going to change. I don't. No, that's not what I was talking about. Blood. I was talking about there was there's a content creator that made a video talking about how the market has changed forever and the market's never going to go back. And if you are an old head, like the old heads, he said that the old heads think that they know everything because they've been in the market forever. And so if like they think they know everything, but they don't because the market's changed. And if you don't adapt, then the market's going to leave you behind because the market has forever changed. The market's never going to go back to how it used to be at all. We're just continuing to go to the moon. Well, this other content creator, what's up, Nate Dog? America. That's right. This other creator, Pokey Gator, on his live last night, he was talking about the situation that happened in Japan. And he said, though, that it was over Pokemon cards. That creator, though, who said that the market has changed forever, we're never going back. And if you've been in the market, you don't know what you're talking about anymore. They commented on the video and said that we, as far as in content creators, which I am not one of them, need to um, watch our wording essentially, which I thought was extremely hypocritical. So, two completely different things. Let's see. Oh, bro, anything is allowed here in the United States for real. Dude, people, the hobby is there's so much crazy stuff going on. There's scams going on left and right. Like, it's just, I think, I don't agree with everything that Pokey Plumber does and talks about, but his last video, especially the ending of his video, A plus, A plus. Like people are getting tired of this. Just the greed. There's just, who do you trust? Who can you trust? I've had to learn that the hard way. I'm very careful of trusting people at all. Content creators, especially. Luckily, most of them leave me alone. So it's just, but it'll all work out. It'll all get back to a point. let's see. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. You guys go check if you haven't seen. I don't think he's uploaded. Um, I don't think he's uploaded a video since that one. He was talking about taking like a week off because he said just he's in a bad mindset with how everything is going on in the hobby. And so go check it out. It was like he had like had an 18 plus on it and something else, but the last couple minutes, especially the ending of the video, I, I I don't think it was performance. I think it was real, but people are frustrated, man. People are frustrated. They just want to have a hobby. They want to have fun. They want to be able to make friends and be able to trust people. And right now it's like, who can you trust? Who do you trust? Um, I trust I trust most of you guys. Um, but other than that, like you have to be careful. Especially um, like content creators. Um, like I said, I don't consider myself one, but I I have had encounters with several content creators, and for I'll be honest, I don't think I've had really a decent one. Lambo seems pretty cool. Lab seems pretty cool, but that's through strictly you know um, communications over the lives. You know, Harvey Dent. Can we trust him? Who's you talking about? Off Batman? Here's what I'll say. If we're talking about Batman, Harvey Dent, I think that you should always trust a man who's willing to show you both sides of who they are, instead of the man or woman who only shows you the side that they want you to see. Bruce, all I think about with Bruce um, is Bruce Lee. I don't even think of Bruce Wayne. Uh, let's see. PSA, can we trust them right now? No, no. The I know that guy who's been making videos about PSA with his Pikachu, his what was it, Generations Pikachu. The only reason that went in his favor was because he had the videos that went viral, the Twitters, the TikToks. Kyra covered it, Opossum covered it, tons of people covered it, so it became a big old publicity thing. But as long as they're doing these power packs, they're buying people's, they're offering to buy people's slabs. No, I don't think so. Oh, Dark Knight. It's a shame Heath Ledger died. Like in a way, like I'm like me personally, I'm appreciative of what he was able to do with that character because I think that's the best Joker of all time. Um, and you have to get to such a bad place to be able to do that, especially the way that he did it. But obviously, like I don't want to be like, oh, I'd have him die 100 times to to be the Joker, you know. But yeah, fantastic movie. That honestly, I don't know if there'll ever be another Batman like that ever again. Just altogether. Blab, have you ever watched The Dark Knight? Oh, it's for sure. Oh, I think you said that. I think you're the answer to that. Heath Goatroll in Patriot. Have you guys ever seen Knight's Tale? He was in it may be like A Knight's Tale or something like that. Um, but he was in that one. Heath Ledger was in that movie as well. It's a pretty good movie too. A Knight's Tale. So, yeah, what a great actor. And then what was the guy? Lincoln Park. What was it? Chester. I don't know what his last name was, but um, yeah, dude, those people that are like, I feel like the people that are really willing to show who they are and like wear their emotions, they they tend to be like the realist and like give you their best performances that they can. So really unfortunate, but you get to enjoy what they provided you while they provided you with it for sure. Goat actors go. Um, Vince Vaughn, Tom Hanks, Will Smith was pretty good back in the day before he slapped Chris Rock. Then he lost his shit while his wife was getting dicked down by somebody else. Mm, who's that? Jason Momoa? Um, yeah, I don't know. That's all I got. Leonardo DiCaprio is pretty good too. I liked him on Shutter Island. That was a good movie. Pretty trippy. I'm trying to think of any. I'm sure there's tons of people. I just I mostly like watch war movies. I like, you know, who's really good at war movies is the guy from The Office, Jim. I don't know his name, but he's done some really good stuff with war movies, like 13 Hours. Um, there's a couple other movies. Mark Wahlberg, very good. I like Mark Wahlberg a lot. Yeah. Jack Black. Jack Black's pretty good. De Niro, Denzel. Oh, was he the guy in A Quiet Place? What's that movie? Is that with the aliens? Where you have to be quiet the whole time? I guess so, right? Jack Black is crazy. Yeah, well, The Quiet Place, that's the guy I'm talking about from The Office. Um, Jim from The Office. That he's in The Quiet Place, and I really like him as an actor. Morgan Freeman. Oh, what's Jim Carrey? Jim Carrey, really good. Really enjoyed his movies. Will Ferrell, really good. Yeah, a couple of them. Kevin Spacey, no. Jim Carrey is a goat. Chris Farley. What's that one guy? I can't remember. Like he did Along Came Polly, Dodgeball, Meet the Fockers, Meet the Parents. Is it Ben Stiller? Ben Stiller. I think so. I like him. I like a lot of his movies. I fuck with stand up, dude. Old stand up, not old stand up, but uh, um, like Larry the Cable Guy, Foxworthy, White, Dane Cook. Really liked Dane Cook back in the day. Uh, Jeff Dunham. Really like Jeff Dunham. I've seen him in person. He's pretty funny, especially now that he got divorced. He fucking hates his wife or his ex-wife. Fucking hates her. Talks so much shit, like especially during the lives. Half of the first half is all just talking shit about his wife. I think that's most of them. Yeah, but there are some really good new guys. Like there's this one black guy. Um, I don't know. He's on Facebook and he's pretty funny. There's this really fat guy. I don't know if he's I don't know what his sexuality is, but really fat. He talks funny. He's a white guy. He's pretty good too. So yeah, I don't get to watch a lot of TV, a lot of movies. Uh, I'm going to in a minute when the cigar's done. We're gonna wrap her up. We've been going for like 3.5, almost maybe 4 hours. But I'm probably gonna watch an episode of Vikings on Netflix. That's a pretty good show. If you guys have time to watch that. Yeah, Brandon, I appreciate you. I'm trying to chug through this cigar, but we'll talk. We'll talk, buddy. I did. Wax sent it to me in the Discord. I don't understand though. How is it racist? Like, how are they making Harry Potter look racist? Unless I'm missing something. Because I know that, like, I know Snape is black, obviously, right? Which, I mean, I said in the Discord. I guess I'll say it publicly. I don't care. I mean, who's going to watch a 4 hour live stream and get to the end of it? Um, but like, why do we have to change movies? You know, like like the Little Mermaid, right? When they did the live action remake, when we were kids, actually probably before we were kids. I don't know exactly when the Little Mermaid came out, but like the Little Mermaid was white, you know. So why are we changing it? So like the whole thing, Harry Potter. Why are we going from Snape to a different race of Snape? It I feel like as far as for fans, that doesn't make a lot of sense, especially when you're trying to make a remake of the movies, And then they always have to add, especially now with the way our current just world is. I'm sure there's going to be like an LGBTQ friendly person in some part of Harry Potter, which I mean, at the end of the day, does it like really bother me? No, but it's just like why, if we're gonna make these series, why can't we just stick to how they were? Why do we have to do this whole inclusiveness, and stuff like that? I don't get it. But like I said, Wax said that Harry Potter was racist, and they made Harry Potter racist. I don't get that at all. Um, and Snape does look extremely young to be a professor at Hogwarts with in the TV show or series with Harry Potter looking like a kid. He looks like a teenager. So it is weird. But other than that, I mean, it seemed fine from what I saw. Like I said, of course, you already know it's HBO. I mean, I don't expect them to have naked people on the TV, in the series, but I'm sure there'll be, like I said, LGBTQ plus minus divide in there, and I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. Yeah, exactly, Nathan. They made it too young. Yeah, like I said, from what I saw when I saw the whole commercial, or whatever, I didn't I didn't really see any controversy. Like I saw that Snape was black, but I was like, okay, like that's a little weird choice, but I wasn't surprised with how TV is nowadays. But apparently he's racist. I hate Harry Potter's racist. So you're a woman, Harry. I'm a what? You have no penis. So yeah, we'll see. And my wife told me apparently everybody now hates J.K. Rowling's because she's against LGBTQRS plus minus. So I don't know. I don't know. And then apparently, Lord of the Rings, the guy who did Lord of the Rings, the director, he is working with one of those late night talk show hosts to make a movie. So I just enjoy your childhood for whatever it was. Enjoy the shows, the movies, because it's just different now. It's just it'll never be the same. Yeah, dude. But I mean, it's everybody can be offended. Everybody can get their feelings hurt. Everybody can be excluded. It's just whatever, man. It's people will look at any. It's just like dudes going into chick bathrooms. Chicks going into dude bathrooms. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, I can promise you one day. I can promise you, if my daughter, when she gets older, if she ever goes into the bathroom by herself, and I find out that there is a biological male that goes into that bathroom, I do not care what this biological males look like. I will I will personally go in there and remove the biological male myself. And that will be lucky if that's the least that I do. Well, well, here's the thing though, Blab, and maybe you know better than me, but I'm pretty sure that in the live I was watching with Henry when he was talking about One Piece, didn't he say that there is a One Piece character that is trans, right? So I was gonna say, like, I feel like Japan is very strict about that kind of stuff, you know? But if that is true, I don't know. I don't know jack shit about One Piece. Um, but I do not think I don't think that's like something normal in Japan culture. And so I think that's you know, and here's the whole thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have too much faith in Pokemon. I feel like Pokemon knows that they have a demographic for older people, like us that are kids, or not kids, but we were kids at the time, like 30s, 31s, 30, 40, 50 year olds. But I feel like they still know that they got to continue with the future generations, the kids, and to have like Blood said, a trans Pikachu, or like, I just feel like that's not something that they would ever do. I feel like they would rather destroy their own TCG than do something like that, you know? But I don't know. I don't I just feel like that's not something super normal in Japan culture. It's what, us in the West do, where we just when I went to high school, I went to high school in like a it was like a country high school, like kids had shotguns in the back of their trucks because they would go hunting in the morning and then come to school and then go to school and then go back to hunting, so we had shotguns in the back of people's trucks, like on the back window. Security guards could see it and everything. You had your emos, you had your goths, you had your jocks, you had you know your nerds and all that stuff. Well, a couple years ago, I guess there's like furry things, like furries, people that identify as furries. which I mean, I know what a furry is, but now like the school I went to, my high school allows that. And so kids are walking around with cattails and cat ears and like weird shit that never would have flied back when I went to school, you know? So it's just like it's just crazy because where I lived, the county is known to be a very like racist county. Um, like it's just like there's not like it's a small county, and so when you drive in there though, like until probably I don't know 10 years ago, there was not a single other race living there besides white people, and so to hear, and it's obviously changed over time. Like there's more people of other races living there, but to hear how much has changed, because like we couldn't even have beards back in the day. Like if you had like a mustache or a chin strap or anything like that, they make you shave. Now, like I said, you can walk around with tails, and they don't do anything about it. So world's gotten crazy for sure. Mr. Mime is creepy. I think honestly though, Jinx is creepier. Yeah, dude, I used to wear sweatpants. I used to wear sweatpants every day to school, which was weird. It was very weird. People would stare, made me feel uncomfortable. But everything's changed. Everything's changed. Social media's changed. So, anyways, folks, let me see what you guys say. Sweatpants and Cookie Monster PJ pants are two totally different animals. They are. That's very true. They are. Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. I got a 14-year-old. Very strange. Very strange from my upbringing, what we used to wear, what we used to think was cool to now. So, anyways, folks, I'm gonna head off. Appreciate you guys as much. Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for coming by, checking out the live. Hopefully, you guys had a good night, enjoyed it. I will be posting a link to the Discord in the description of this video here shortly, so be on the lookout for that if you want to join. Um, let's see. How about? Oh, dude, I do that. I used to do that all the time. I used to do it all the time. I didn't care. But anyways, guys, appreciate you as always. We'll be live tomorrow night. You want to come by? If not, all good. Have a great weekend. Thank you for all the support lately. Love you guys. See you later.